WIFTVPM.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Remy said a Juke-a-thon day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Hi, I'm Cornell Dancer, and I'm in a runoff election for the new 21st Ward, a true public servant, someone you can trust. I'll be bringing beauty and functionality to the ward by bringing in the Department of Streets and Sanitation, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Water Management, the Bureau of Electricity, the Department of Forestry, and Animal Control. So I'm asking you to punch 51, Cornell Dancer, for Alderman of the new 21st Ward.
Punch 51 for Cornell Dancer.
Dr. Craig Williams, former CPS administrator, on what he saw when Paul Vallis ran Chicago Public Schools.
I was there when Paul Vallis turned our schools around. Don't let anyone tell you different. Paul Vallis invested in our long-neglected neighborhoods, building new schools and updating facilities on the south and west sides, awarding a majority of contracts to minority and women-owned companies. I saw the results. I was there when math and reading scores went up in our schools.
Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
I'm Brandon Johnson. As a husband, dad, teacher, and county commissioner, I know firsthand the challenges facing our communities. I'm running for mayor to make it easier for working people and families to make it in Chicago, to stop the crime that's paralyzing our city by getting serious about addressing the root causes of crime, mental health, poverty, and hopelessness, and to get tough on fighting the waste in the CPD budget. As mayor, I'll train and promote 200 new detectives and hold officers accountable if they abuse our trust. I'll make our public transportation safe and reliable, improve our schools, and strengthen our neighborhoods by investing in the people of Chicago. I'm the only person running for mayor with a balanced budget plan to do these things without raising your property taxes. The only one. I'm Brandon Johnson, asking for your vote on or before April 4th. Together, we can move the city forward and make Chicago work better for all of us. Paid for by Friends of Brandon Johnson.
Dr. Craig Williams, former CPS administrator, on what he saw when Paul Vallis ran Chicago Public Schools.
I was there when Paul Vallis turned our schools around. Don't let anyone tell you different. Paul Vallis invested in our long-neglected neighborhoods, building new schools and updating facilities on the south and west sides, awarding a majority of contracts to minority and women-owned companies. I saw the results. I was there when math and reading scores went up in our schools.
Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
You keep calling it. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a mill and you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the it you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Yeah. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you need all my love, it's never enough. Yeah. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That ease, that ease, that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm trying to get it, that ease. Need it. That ease. Put your pride aside for me. Put it aside. 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 Put your pride aside. Put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, something about you, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time, I won't do it. I think it's 'cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, something about you, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love.
WIFT PM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Oh, no. It's only a week to go. Hey, you see how I did that? Wake up, world. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Because we only got 1 week to go. Yo. See, y'all don't be with my vibe in the morning. Reese, you know how y'all say it's a vibe? I got a vibe this morning. Oh, goodness gracious. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Please, baby, please. Please, baby. I want you back. All I do want, I want you back. Ooh, yeah, I want you back. Reese, you know how, Reese, you ever had your, you ever been in a beef with your family or something? Then your other cousin call you up, or your big uncle call you, and your big uncle call you and say, y'all can't be like this. We all one big family. Reese, I gotta tell you, the phone line has been blowing up. Phone line been blowing up. Oh, on a Tuesday. I forgot it's blowing up. On a Tuesday. We blowing up. On a Tuesday. Yes. Speaking of blowing up, my phone has been blowing up, Reese. I guess I'm not a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, such and such now. I'll be like, hold on. Now, I want to be clear. Well, my cousin ain't been calling me, but I've been having a bunch of uncles, aunties, nephews, like, look, we got to fix this. You know me, I'd be like, well, let's fix it next week. Let's fix it on Wednesday. If you love me, you'll fix it on Wednesday. But if we can't fix it, if I got to fix it by Tuesday, Reese, I don't know if that's a real fix. Now, I've been saying, famo. Sorry, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave myself to myself. It's the Maze Jackson Show, blowing up on a Tuesday. Yes, y'all. This is the Tuesday. It means that we have 1 week left. Reese? Now I don't want no Tiffany bracelet. Now I don't want no, the boyfriend trick. You know them Tiffany, the $120 Tiffany bracelet that everybody go get. You know the one with the lock and the bar and the thing and everybody. You know when you in trouble. Nah, I don't want that. No sirree. Now I'm gonna need some diamonds. You can't be hitting me with the Tiffany $100 case. No sir. No, sir. Anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze. Y'all want me to tell y'all what's been going on? Or should I keep it to myself? I'm going to keep it to myself. But I am going to tell you, I'm not going to be no side chick no more. Just not doing it. Reese, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on this Blowing Up Tuesday. DJ Riis, the ruler. How you feeling, man?
That's about the best, man. We only got a little week left, man.
Hey, man. We got a week in.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
We got a week till this madhouse is over. Then I gotta go back. Then I gotta go back to my life, Reese. Reese, what you gonna do at like 4:00 in 2 weeks? When you probably at 4:30
driving.
You gonna Uber? Okay. You gonna hit the overnights. Get them planes that be landing, cause the people that be standing outside at 2:00 in the morning in Chicago, they be like, "Am I gonna get shot?" You out here, fool. But it's okay.
That's what I'll probably be doing.
All right. DJ Riis, the ruler. This is the Maze Jackson Show. So you blessed by the rest, Reese. You in slow motion today? How you feeling, man?
Good, man. Good.
You good? All right. Good, man.
Almost done moving.
Hold on. You mean your free money ain't working with the millennials?
Oh, nah, man. Listen, I want to tell y'all, leave them people in Wadsworth alone. I went to Home Depot yesterday, found me two, and let me tell you, man, these people, these Mexicans work like nothing.
Hey, who? These people of Latins.
These people
Latins.
Of Latins, okay. So yeah, man, they had came through, and they had did their job, but they didn't tell me they was Latin. They told me they was the other one out their own mouth.
What they say? They
was that they say that they was from Mexico, so they identified themselves, as from Mexico, so So they identify as being,
Okay.
Yeah.
Descendants of Mexico.
Yeah, but they actually said the word. Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't say it, though. Nah, man. No. I'm not getting no letters before I get up out of here. No, sir.
When did it become a...
Hey, man. Soon, and when we say it, it's nope, you will not.
So is the PR one racist too? They cannot,
Puerto Rican?
Is that racist?
You cannot
too?
say the.
What?
Cannot say the. You cannot put the in front of any.
So saying the African American is also racist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh nah.
They be calling it the blacks. Yes, it is.
That is.
You got to say the African American, African American community. If you say the African Americans, it's racist.
We're really reaching on like wordplay. Like
family. Who you telling? They write letters, man. Reese, I'm just trying to keep you straight, dog. I'm trying to keep you straight, man, for your new career, dog. See, I'm trying to keep you ready to be a spin master, and I'm trying to get you ready. So just be cool.
The and not the.
You can't say the or the. You cannot say the or the in front of a race or an ethnicity, or you will be Like, you cannot say the white. You cannot say the blacks. You cannot say the, right? You can't say the. If you put the in front of, it is racist. Now, if you say people, Reese, I'm just trying to help you.
Hey, Reese, shit, like, you like really taking how people like grew up, like simple words that you know that they
family.
You know that it's not offensive, but you literally now have deemed it offensive. So like, imagine people that's been saying these terms for like 60 years. Like,
how do you think I feel, Reese? Reese, I cannot talk anymore. I'd be like, can I say Reese? I mean, dog. I mean, we just think about this. In this last election, we watched Latinos go from Hispanic to Latinos to Latinx to Latins now. They done dropped all they have politically corrected them. So I just need for you to be cool, right? I'm trying to help you out, dog. Hey, man, you say what you want to say. I only got a week left. You know, I'm like a senior about to graduate from high school, right? They probably can't write the letter. They probably will get the letter that fast, though, Reese. They sitting around poised. Well, now they not going to write no letters. You know why they not going to write no letters now?
Why not?
Because, Reese, you know that story about the same people you kick on the way up be the same people you see on the way down? Now we getting down to the wire of, they going to be like, now hey, Reese, it's funny because people, I was like, didn't you? Somebody called me yesterday. I was like, wait, you calling me to talk about the people who called me a racist, homophobic, xenophobe? Is that what you calling me? Brother, I did not know. Well, let me help you understand. I want to know what they say. Why you around here talking about Mays Jackson and what did Mays say? Now, I got to be honest with you, man. They've been doing a good job because they've been having people I like and respect call me Paris. That's all I can stand because I can't stand no more. I will not be your side chick. If you ain't called me on the first round, it's all right. I'm going to stop. Anyway, y'all, it's the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. DJ Riis, the ruler, blessed by the best. I'm trying to keep them straight, y'all. I done learned my lesson. The word the is bad when used improperly. And if you add an S to the end, if you say the and then whatever with the S on the back, you will be deemed a racist. And Reese, I am just trying to help you in the new world order. Okay? So it's the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson, trying to look out for, I don't want to call him my lil bro, because, you know, I always feel like when people do that, they sunning you. So I'm not calling you my lil bro, but I am calling you my bro. I just want to make sure you straight, bro. You know, I want to give you, you know, I went through the whooping so you ain't have to. You know how that go? You know how they be like, I did it so you ain't. I'm just telling you, if you add a the and you put an S on the end of it, you are a racist. Okay? You got it? Right? So if you say the blah blahs, who you calling the blah blahs? I was just doing what the map said. No. Sorry, dog. Just helping you understand, dog. It's the new. Y'all did this. This y'all. This y'all. You millennials did this. You millennials, and then you brought the Generation Z's behind you, and now can't nobody even talk.
So I can't say Mexican, but
no.
Hold on. I'm finna tell you why I said it, but I can say it's Mexican Independence Day.
Yes. You can't say the.
I didn't say the. I'm just saying.
You can say it's.
I can't.
But you cannot say the.
I can't.
You get
it's the.
No. You can say it's
right,
such and such Independence Day. You cannot say it's the. No.
I got you.
No.
I got you.
Okay, and for anybody that is listening, I'm just trying to make sure that we stay within the realm of no offense to anybody.
That's crazy. Can't say it, but I got
Hey, man. Hey, bro. And when you trying to get home on Cinco and you stuck in the traffic, you better be like, Viva!
I'm just pulling out my patch then. Go ahead. I'm good, y'all.
All right, y'all. This is the Mays Jackson Show. Trying to keep Reis safe, man. Trying to keep him safe out here. I am the host, Maze Jackson. DJ Riis the Real. It looks like we locked and loaded, so let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet, and let's fly it to Europe. Can you say, I don't even think you could say the Europeans. You can't. Gotta say the French community.
People of Europe.
People of European descent. People of French descent.
Out of control.
Bro, y'all made this world. I just live in.
I gotta do all this.
Yeah.
I gotta say 12 extra words.
Yes.
12
You can
extra
open your statement with, I hope that this is not offensive, and please correct me if I am saying if I am not addressing the blacks proper. See? Can you say the blacks?
You can't say the blacks.
You gotta say black people.
Black people of African descent.
Mm-hmm. Or of American descent.
You be racist to your own people.
Yes. Reis, do I have to give you a class on how not to be a racist?
I need a class. I might need it.
I'm going to give you some letters, dog.
I might need to go to class.
Okay. Oh, Carol. See, you around here. Don't be around here trying to get us in trouble. We don't even want to hear. Don't even be bringing, because they going to blame me for what you said. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Go, my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Reis, we took the plane off, didn't we? So we up at 60,000 feet. We are looking down at the United States of America. At some Americans. It's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, Reis, 1 week away. Reis, you know, I've been noticing that there haven't been a lot of polls lately. Right? Like, remember last time it was like a poll a day. Ooh, such and such up. Ooh, such and such down. Ooh, up, down, down, up, down, down, down. Did you have to do up, downs? Up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of knew that Lori was going to win last year.
You knew Lori was going to win?
Yeah.
What you mean? She didn't.
You said this time last year.
Lori wasn't here.
I mean, you said this time last time. She was.
No, she wasn't. Last year was...
No, I thought you meant this
the last election.
Time. Right,
no,
right.
4 years ago.
Right. That's what I was saying.
We didn't even know each other then.
No, I thought you were just saying like...
I knew everybody knew Lori was going to win. When we saw the competition, we knew who was going to win. Right? We didn't know she was going to win the first round. But when the second round came around, it was like, oh...
Everybody was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Everybody was like, oh, yeah, I'm voting for Lori.
Yep. All right, so... but we are 1 week away. But there is a new poll released. I'll talk about that today from Emerson College and WGN. And I'm like, somebody Google, where in the hell is Emerson College? Reis, I don't know if you saw the advertising up there yet, but I am. We are having us in Chicago News Weekly, the Chicagoland Mom Squad. We are having What's in It for the Black People. We are having a Final Four celebration. Not celebration, it's a Final Four party. Reis, you didn't come to the Community Builder Awards. So we're gonna go back to the Emily Hotel this coming Saturday. Free food, free drinks. We'll have the games on, and if you are watching, we are Wiftaba will be one of the hosts. So we want to hope y'all will come on out and check us out. This is the Maze Jackson Show. So look, we're going to talk about that plus much more after we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze. Hey, Chris, you got to come to the event, man. I want to see all these Lions Den people this Saturday. We got a day party. Reis, what time you got to go to work, man?
3 on Saturday.
That's right. What time it start, too? 3 o'clock. Hey, Joe, they got the burgers and all type of stuff. It's going to be bars. It's going to be big screen TVs. It's going down this Saturday. Shout out to Chicago. You might even get your picture in the paper if you come on out. Plus, we got some special guests popping through. I'm going to try and see if I can get my man Tracy Dildy to come back. Y'all know Tracy? Do y'all know Tracy Dildy? He played for San Diego State. He was one of the King superstars in college, and in high school, and went to go play for San Diego State. So I know he's going to be having a good old time. Anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll bring listen to me, I said so. We'll bring WBGX back when we come back, and we'll talk about the social media question of the day and get through the headlines. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Mays Jackson.
Tune in to the Mays Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Mays said. We out of here. Peace.
My name is Jacqueline Anderson Howells. I was a CPS teacher and principal on the West Side. People don't remember how bad things were before Paul Vallis took over Chicago's schools. We didn't have enough classrooms, so Paul built schools on the South and West Sides. He kept schools open on weekends and all summer, and test scores went up. I was there. Paul Vallis turned our schools around. As mayor, he would turn our city around. Paid for by Vallis for mayor.
My name is Cassandra J. Matz, your candidate for village trustee of Olympia Fields. I've been a resident of Olympia Fields for 30 years. I believe in building strategic partnerships, establishing governance boundaries, and have and will continue to dedicate my life work as a respected and credible voice when it comes to decision making. Olympia Fields has always been a community of familiarity and comfort, and I want to make sure the village stays that way. On April 4th, vote for me, Cassandra J. Matz, for your Olympia Fields Village Trustee. Paid for by Citizens for Cassandra J. Matz.
An important announcement from J. Mall Green.
Listen, Chicago, we don't need empty slogans. We need to refund our communities. We need results. And Paul Vallis will deliver for all Chicagoans. Paul Vallis will open up our schools after hours and all summer. He'll reopen up the mental health facilities that were shut down and bring back the trades and apprenticeships into our schools to build a pipeline for the next generation of young people. And Paul isn't waiting until Election Day to work with our neighborhoods to refund our communities. He's getting started right now. Like adopting my idea to establish a city-owned bank that will invest directly into homeowners and small businesses. That's the kind of man Paul Vallis is. That's the one that I know, that listens and collaborates and gets things done. Paul Vallis is the candidate that I trust to refund our communities and invest in our young people. Paul Vallis will be a mayor for all of Chicago.
Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leading me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:39 a.m. I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Bulls will lose to the Clippers. It's baseball season now, spring training. The White Sox will take on the Cubs as the game will end in a 6-6 tie. The Sox will score 5 runs in the ninth. As we head over to the traffic down to Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be an hour. Outbound will be 18 minutes. On the Eden inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be an hour. Exchange to Deerfield will be 28 minutes. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop will be 34 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 27. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 38 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 40 minutes, 30 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 7 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9, while it's 8 minutes north. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 30 degrees and cloudy. Today will be a high of 47 with a low of 30. I'm Reese the Ruler. Happy Tuesday here on The Mays Jackson Show.
Oh yeah, come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around.
are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, to rule on the ones and twos. And yo, y'all, gotta say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. That's right. Shout out to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 AM. That's right, 6:30 to 8 AM. On 6:30 to 8 AM. On WBGX 1570 AM. You can also get us on the TuneIn app. That's right. Go to the Google Play Store. Go to the App Store. Download download TuneIn. Do like Sister Zakiya, Big John Austin. You can take us anywhere you want to go. Now, if you are early rising saint or one of our sinners, you get with us you can start with us at 6 o'clock and stay all the way to 9 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. The phone lines are officially open, so we want to hear from you today. I got a lot going on, so I got a lot to talk about. I'm feeling pretty good. But Riis, you know how we do. This time every day, we try to make sure we show people a little love on their birthday, because it is your birthday. And I got a lot to get into today, so I ain't going to go super long. You know I get caught up, though. I start feeling emotional during and you know how the past, in the church, how in the choir, and then the church, the song's supposed to be over. It's like the last song after the preaching. It's ready, you ready to go, but the church choir, and then you get to singing, and it's church, and then the pastor get the and then the next thing you know, the organist get the patting the dun dun, cause the song over and it be dun dun. Then the next thing you know, the choir be like, ah, ah. Then the choir director get up, then the pastor get up, and the next thing you know, you at church a whole nother 30 minutes. That's what happened when I do the birthday song, because I get all into it, man. So anyway, but I can't do it today, so I'm going to do my little birthday thing, and then we going to get on out of here, because get past this, because we got a lot to do today. Anyway, I do want to send a big happy birthday to Miss Tanya Durr, Perry Johnson, Kimberly Howe Gilmore, Committeeman Carol Ronan, former state representative and retiree making that big bank Marlo Colvin, as well as my frat brother Big E Ernest Bryant over at Leo High School. Y'all want to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you and you, happy birthday to you and you, happy birthday to you and you. Hey, yo, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Another one.
Happy birthday to you. Pass it out. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, pass them out. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Get your bucks. Get your money. Say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you and you and you. And you and you and you, happy birthday on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday and it's your birthday, cause it's a Tuesday. Happy birthday, birthday, happy birthday, birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Yeah, y'all. You can't be doing this actively black, because it's actively hot. Whew, it's hot in here. It's hot. I need a cooler in this suit. This, Riis, this is what they was trying to get Kyrie to sign up, and now they call this a racist company now. They didn't even say the actively black. Riis, shout out to Actively Black. They are rapidly taking over. I'm going to tell y'all. Tyrone Muhammad saw me rocking this Riis. And you know what he did? He went out and bought all the colors, trying to show me out. Man, I'm mad. Now, every time Tyrone come through the come through Obsidian. Guess what he got on? Actively black and purple. Actively black and black. Actively black. I be like, dog, remember I wore this the first time and everybody was like, dang, dog, where you get that sweatshirt? Ty be trying to steal my swag. It's okay though, dog. It's okay. I ain't mad that you got 6 of them and I only got 1. And then here go the bad part, Reese. I ordered the pants to go with it. Why they didn't send me my pants?
No, man, you always have ordering issues, man. What's going on?
Man. Now that them people moved over here, I can't get a package delivered right. Like, how y'all gonna come in here, be the new people, and put a new sign on the door, say deliver our packages to the... Now y'all got the Amazon man all messed up. I be running around the whole city. Reese. The whole city. 7 Mountains. What y'all do? Y'all pay a lot of money? You can hire me if y'all pay a lot of money, because I'm going to the highest bidder when this is over, Reese. I'm through. Look, man, y'all done had... I asked the Lord to pass. I was talking to a pastor last night. And the pastor was like, Maze, you can't quit. I was like, I have asked the Lord to set me free. And Reese, I'm just telling you, I can't wait to sleep late. I'm going outside for a week. And I'm staying out till 8:30 just because I can.
I already told you my plan.
What?
Sunday after I get off from both fields, I'm going to go take me a shower. And I don't even know where a club at, but I'm going to go find me one. I don't even know what. I'm just going to go until it's over at 1. Go out again and go. See, I don't even know. I'm going to go to over there by Halsted and Jackson. I don't want to say I don't even know if you could say that town no more.
Oh, no, you can't. No. Halsted and Jackson. Halsted.
You know what
That is called Maxwell Street.
Okay. But
Maxwell Street.
I got you. I got you. I'm with you. So, yeah, you need to get some.
That's Greektown.
No.
No, it's not.
Okay,
you can say Greektown. You can't say the.
Okay, that's why I didn't know I could say Greektown. Yeah, I'm going. I'm like, what you mean? That's a town.
Where you going? What you gonna get on? Where you going on that? What
just get some little. No. I'm just saying. I'm gonna act like I'm young for one.
You talking about you'll go to Euro place and be outside like at 2:00 in the morning and be like, give me you gonna be standing there. I don't think they open that late no more, Reese. They used to be 20. Oh no. No. It wasn't the pandemic. It was the Negro-demic.
Oh yeah,
nah. That the Negro-demic has that ain't the same town no more. Them white folks like y'all keep now when everything was on. Nah, dog, they done cleaned that block. Look, Joe. No, sir. They be like, we'll be closing at midnight. You be like, dog, it ain't the same like when you used to. Well, first of all, I can't even be honest with you. I don't think I've been out to. Well, I have been out to midnight, but I'd be like, please get me home. I don't got time to eat. I just want to go to bed. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson Reis. Let me get through a couple of these headlines. Let's start with, I told you the Emerson poll came out. It says 46-3 to 40.6. Paul Vallis is apparently in the lead with 13% undecided. They are saying that a young voter surge is needed for Joliet. You running for the mayor of Joliet? Oh, Lord. When you running? You better come on down here and get on the show. Joliet is like one of my 5th largest audiences. You better get on here. Anyway, Reese, they said that Brandon Johnson is going to need a big young voter surge. Reese, we got a guest. Who is it? Who that is? Okay. How they get in here? How y'all get in here without no key?
Because I definitely
damn.
I'm sitting there listening.
I'm looking like, I'm reaching for my pistol like, damn. Damn. All right, y'all. All right, close my door. We gonna be all good, man. Reese, you off on you supposed to be on. Reese, you was last man in, dog. Y'all, how Reese leave the door open and we got people walking in. You know how people think about us. We could have not even been here. And Tracy, don't front. I know Tyrone saw my joints. I had them for 2 years, net. He just went and got all the colors. I ain't rich. I'm not po. I'm po. Ty, stop it, dog. Stop, dog. Now you know I am the originator. It's all good, though. It's all good. Hey, y'all, don't forget this Saturday. Do not forget we're going to be at Selva at the Emily Hotel. So if you have typically been coming to Obsidian on Saturdays, we are moving Obsidian to a Final Four watch party at Selva. You got to RSVP, it's a bit.ly link on there, hit it, come on by, come check us out. It's going to be off the chain. If you had a good time at the Community Builder Awards, just think we're going to be on the roof getting it in. If y'all came through upstairs, you should have seen Tracy and Ty. They didn't want to come upstairs because they was old folks and they was sleepy. But we doing a day party. So 3 to 10. We're going to watch the Florida Atlantic University versus San Diego State, and then we're going to watch UConn Huskies versus the Miami Hurricanes. So y'all make sure y'all come on down. It's going to be all the who's who, the black people who are doing things in the city of Chicago will be there. I think we're going to have some special guests rolling through too. So let me know if y'all ready to come on through. Shout out to all of our sponsors, the 27th Ward Young Democrats, Selva, the Chicagoland Mom Squad, What's in It for the Black People, Communities in Construction, and the Ani Group. Man, should we invite Ty and them to be one of our co-sponsors? I don't know, man. ECCSC, Ty and them be. When you ever seen Ty show up to an event, Reese? Why Ty show up when he ain't being Mr. Ex-Cons for? Man, he be showing up in Armani suits, dog. He be like, what you ain't know? I be like, dog, you better look, man. I'm fresh. I'm the freshest around here. That's okay though. See, it's all good. Anyway, y'all, we'll see y'all on Saturday. It's gonna be off the chain all day party, doing our thing. Plus, we got free food and drink specials all day long. So come on, get your kick it on, get your social on. It's gonna be political. It's gonna be fun. We got Chicago News Weekly, so y'all might even make the paper. Get your pictures in the paper. Remember when people used to get their picture in the paper, Reese? And everybody be like, "Look, I'm in the paper." Then you go get 300 copies of it. I don't even got 300 copies of the paper I was on the cover of. Then I went to go get me one. They was like, they all gone.
Nowadays, millennials be like, just go download it and screenshot it.
I don't want no damn download screenshot.
You can just screenshot it and put it in the cloud.
Put it in the cloud. Cloud these.
Put it in you can't lose. I still don't know how to access my cloud.
Man, you know what? Your lady do. She gonna be all in your cloud talking about, I'm about to make it rain. Reese, why you in here making it rain in your cloud?
I do not know how to get in my cloud.
Man, every time I got to go to my iCloud, I got to start a whole new password. They be like, you forgot your password. I sure did. Start it all over. Then I'd be mad because all your joints you got to go back through. Then your email don't work no more. Anyway, look, we got to get through these headlines. All right. So look, they say Brandon needs a young voter surge. I think he's hoping that Bernie will do it. You think can a 95-year-old white man motivate? Well, he could probably motivate the white kids. Oh, dang it! I said the. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that story alone. The Little Village, all those people in Little Village at the discount mall. You know how we got a Madison Pulaski? You know how the mall at Madison? They got one of those in Little Village. They getting all kicked out. Could you imagine if every vendor got kicked out of Madison and Pulaski?
Where is it?
Hey, man, I don't go to Little Village like that, dog. You know, come on, man. After Little Homicide, I stopped with Lil Velita. Like, I don't want no problems. After they be carjacking the corn man, the cartels be pulling up on the corn man. What chance do I have? You saw they was just doing us in Lil Velita, right? Nah, dog, they be thinking I'm trying to loot something. The next thing you know, I'd be like them people the other day.
Man, the corn man, he had to pay up too, man. Man.
Everybody pay. Hey, man. Elote, come here with that elote money. I got some elotes for you. All right. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. Yesterday, I did not cover the tornado in Mississippi. Did you see that? The tornadoes in Mississippi, man, they took out a whole town. People was like, I was in the walk-in cooler in my house when, the restaurant went away when I came out. Like it leveled the whole town in Mississippi. I be feeling bad for Mississippi because I say, Jesus, everything in Mississippi, the black people get it worse. And you know what the worst thing for me to see on it Reese, is a black man crying on TV. I hate that. I can't even lie. I cannot lie. Good morning, Regina. Regina around here talking about good morning because she, the director of governmental affairs for What's in it for the black people. She got us a guest out there, so we got somebody sitting there. We're going to have to talk to the Reese. Is she about like 6'2"?
I don't know, but
she taller than you, ain't she? She
I don't even know. I didn't even look, but she scared me though.
So we're gonna be talking to Colby Chapman very shortly. She is running for alderman in Harvey in the 2nd Ward. It's really interesting dynamic because Reese, have you been to Harvey lately?
Yep.
Okay, so when I was in Harvey, I told you I went there to go moderate the debate. Hey man, I gotta tell you too. Somebody sent me a press release. Like the mayor of Harvey sent me a press release, and my thing was, fam, I was in Harvey. You stood me up. You had me standing on stage with one candidate. Now you want to send me a press release? No, it don't work like that. You gotta at least hit me up and be like, fam, my bad. I knew you drove all the way out here. Shout out to my man Napoleon Harris, committeeman of the Thornton Township. Reese, yesterday, Wilco endorsed Brandon Johnson. Pretty big deal, right? You know who Wilco is?
Who's Wilco?
Wait a minute. You don't know who Wilco is? I got one for you. Common endorsed Brandon yesterday.
Oh.
Reese?
About right. That sound about Common. Like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. You know, Common, when I saw Common on
that might help
on The View.
That might help young voters.
I saw Common on The View. Man, Common old as me, dog.
Yeah, but he still relate to hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
He my hip hop.
No, he still relate to hip hop.
Okay, the shorties be like, let me get that new Common record.
No, but they respect him though. You know,
I respect Common too.
So,
I respect Common. You know, hey man, I respect Common too.
Legend.
I be like, where you vote at? When the last time you voted? I'm gonna stop. Anyway, that's gonna help Brandon's young turnout surge. CBS WVON debate tonight. I'm for the candidates. I wonder, should we have a watch party at Obsidian? 6 to 7. You know what I'm saying? Watch the debate and talk some smack. Y'all don't be quiet when the debates is on, though. So we have to talk about that. Not finally. Did you see 3 children and 3 adults killed in a mass shooting in Nashville yesterday? From a former student. Hey, man, y'all got to stop
bullying these kids.
Hey, man, everybody need a little bullying in their life.
No, I'm telling you.
Now you don't. Because they'll come back and shoot you. But Reese, you need a little bullying in your life so you can have some adversity, so you can look them in the eye and be like, I got to make it past this. When you ain't had no bully, then when you get to the real test in life, you be like, where's my dad?
Everybody ain't built for bullying, though. So you got to know.
All right. And then in the ComEd case, y'all, the star witness, Fidel Marquez, dog, Reese. So let me ask a question. This is all I want to know. If you testifying in the case, does anybody still trust you?
What you mean, like?
So, like, fam, if you gotta testify against the mob, like as a government, what happens when you come back? You still part of the crew?
Of course not.
Wait a minute.
You just snitched on us and then you gonna come back and nah.
So okay, we're gonna have to talk about this at a different time because I want to talk about, like, if you had to be a witness, a legislative witness against the squad, do you come back or do you quit and do something different? Because there's people that have been testifying in the case, Reese, and then it's like they go back and sit in their seat. Like, do you trust? I don't know, man. We're going to have to talk about this in a whole nother way. Anyway, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. We are running a little bit late, so when we come back, we're going to come back to the social media question of the day. But before we do that, we are going to talk to 2nd Ward candidate for Alderman, Colby Chapman. She is in the building. I don't know how she got in the building. You know them Harvey world people though. You know they make a way. You got
there.
to watch Harvey,
I'm
man.
like, ain't no other way to get in here.
Hey Joe, I texted me and said they was at the door, and then the next thing I know, they was in the building.
So that's
I heard things moving around. I was like, do we got mice? What's going on?
Talking to me, and I'm like, maybe it's just in my noise. I'm like it's in my ear, and then I look like, but no, I don't know how they got in, but they in the building now though.
They're in the building. So shout out to Colby Chapman. We're gonna be talking to her very shortly. If you are from Harvey world, reach out, call somebody, text somebody, tweet somebody. Tell them we got Colby Chapman for 2nd Ward Alderman in the building when we come back. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, with my man, DJ Riis, the ruler Reis. We are blowing up on a Tuesday, and we'll be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
An important message from former President of the Illinois Senate, Emil Jones.
Chicago, our city, is in crisis. We need a mayor who will invest in the communities that need it the most. We need a Democrat who will make crime and our safety his #1 priority. We need Paul Vallis. When Paul Vallis ran Chicago schools, he built schools on the south and west sides, kept them open nights and through the summer, and test scores went up. Paul Vallis delivered for us then, and he'll deliver for us again as mayor. He'll make sure the streets are safe in every neighborhood, and he'll hold the line on the taxes, fees, and fines that are squeezing working families and small businesses. Chicago, now is not the time to defund the police and raise taxes. Paul Vallis will be a mayor for all of Chicago. Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
I'm Brandon Johnson. As a husband, dad, teacher, and county commissioner, I know firsthand the challenges facing our communities. I'm running for mayor to make it easier for working people and families to make it in Chicago, to stop the crime that's paralyzing our city by getting serious about addressing the root causes of crime, mental health, poverty, and hopelessness, and to get tough on fighting the waste in the CPD budget. As mayor, I'll train and promote 200 new detectives and hold officers accountable if they abuse our trust. I'll make our public transportation safe and reliable, improve our schools, and strengthen our neighborhoods by investing in the people of Chicago. I'm the only person running for mayor with a balanced budget plan to do these things without raising your property taxes. The only one. I'm Brandon Johnson, asking for your vote on or before April 4th. Together, we can move the city forward and make Chicago work better for all of us. Paid for by Friends of Brandon Johnson.
Paul Vallis was one of the best CEOs for Chicago Public Schools we've ever had. I know, I was there. My name is Dr. Joyce Kenner, former principal of Whitney M. Young Magnet High School. Paul Vallis made a tremendous difference in the lives of our students. He built schools on the south and west side and awarded a majority of contracts to minority and women-owned businesses. Test scores for math and reading under his leadership went up. I trust Paul Vallis to deliver as mayor.
Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My sundial in denial of the Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. I mean, that's too son. I mean, that's two saints. Like Peter, Paul, me, and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine jeans. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love, and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
To the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mays and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Come on, man. DJ Riis, the rule on up. Tuesday, Riis, you know what we doing. We blowing up on a Tuesday. Yeah, now look, y'all. This is the What's in It for the Black People media channel. And one of the goals that we do is to try to provide an opportunity for black folks to get their message out. OWT. Remember that from Tom and Jerry? Get out. Anyway, and so what I've said this week is that this week is open week. You know, I did this during the primary. Actually, it's a tradition we started. I'm going to call it a tradition, but we started it during the, what was it, Riis? The governor's race? We did it. And we did the governor's race and the congressional races. And what I decided was we were going to open up the floor from 7 o'clock to any candidate that wanted to get their message out. Now, maybe about two Sundays ago, I was out in Harvey world. And I was driving through and I was on my way because I was moderating a debate, which turned out to be a one-man debate. I ain't gonna talk about who didn't show, but I will say what's up to my man, Mr. McCaskill, who did show up. Because you know what they say, half the battle, showing up. So, you know, they had me on the stage, standing there by myself. Then Mr. McCaskill got on the stage and we did our thing. But there was this young lady who was very dynamic, very talkative. She walked in and we all was like, dang, who she play for? No disrespect. We was like, who she play for? Because she gonna dunk on somebody. But it turns out she is running for alderman in the 2nd Ward. And interestingly enough, she's running in the 2nd Ward. Now, maybe a week before that, I had been talking to Brother Edward Muhammad, who was telling me about some unique dynamics out in Thornton Township. Shout out to State Senator Napoleon Harris, who is the new committeeman in the Thornton Township. But as Brother Steve was telling me, he was like, man, Mace, when you go to Harvey, you are going to see something that stands out uniquely. And I was like, what you talking about, Brother Steve? He said, just come out, you'll see. So as I was driving down the street, as I got off and I was coming to Thornton Township High School, I noticed that there was a block that looked a lot different than the rest of Harvey. As I was driving, you know, I noticed the people coming out the houses were a lot different than what my expectation of Harvey was. Then as I noticed, I saw that they had, like, it was big signs and little signs and all types of stuff. And then I pull into the parking lot, and it's a big old truck. big old signs, and I'm saying, now I couldn't pronounce it, so I don't really know how you pronounce the name or whatever, but I knew that something was different about this block. So I go inside, I'm sitting down, and it turns out that this block is now a place. It's a you know how somebody come in your neighborhood and say, this gonna be our stuff and we gonna be straight. I don't care what y'all do over here, but this gonna be our straight. So that's what I saw. And so I was really curious, and I said, Riis, I gotta make sure I don't put the thes and the these. So I said to myself, this is a unique experience in Harvey, and I'm trying to understand what's going on. And then I meet Miss Colby Chapman, who turns out to be running for alderman in the same area. But she didn't match the signs. I could say it. Let me not get in trouble. So she came up and she was talking and she was telling me she was a candidate for the second ward. And I was like, where's the second ward? And she pointed outside, and it was all them houses and all of that stuff. And it seemed like there was a lot of money involved in the race. And I said, sister, this don't look right to me. And so we got to get you on What's in It for the Black People media, so that you can have an opportunity to share your story to the people in the Southland. Now, to you WBGX listeners specifically, this is going to go out to you, because if you are living in Harvey World, I need for you to meet and know Miss Colby Chapman, who is running for alderman in the second ward. So there's the end of my very long introduction. Miss Chapman, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you today?
I'm feeling great, Maze. First of all, thank you to you and the entire team for having me a part of this morning's show.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to pull this closer.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. No, I'm not sir. That's my dad. I'm just Maze. So, Colby, first of all, talk to me about, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's go backwards and tell me, like, who are you? What do you do? What are you doing for a living? What's your roots in Harvey?
Well, one, I'd like to kick it off and just say altruism has always been the lifestyle. So it wasn't me immersing into this realm or in this capacity where I saw that, you know, my passion and my potential could really go far and really make a change. I really learned that coming fresh out of college, shout out to the Salukis, SIU in the building, throw them C's up, SIUC. But it was there I made some outstanding connections. And really were around a group of folks who were the subject matter experts, were the change agents of what new Chicago looked like. I feel like all of us leaving probably around 2011 upwards until now. And so being motivated by the peers and just people that I've been around, I came home, I started working for Walmart, like most college students fresh out of college. And then from there, I knew that that's not something I technically wanted to do. It was just an opportunity right after finishing up my master's. So I did that for about 4 years. Came back home to the city of Harvey. I was in a little town called Roscoe, Illinois.
I know Roscoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And came home and had an injury at work. And so, unfortunately, it was time to make a pivot. But it was also just, I think, God's way of showing me, like, now it's time to get in your lane. You've picked up the customer service skill sets and what was needed, advisement, mentorship. That's what I did at Walmart. Okay. And so then came an opportunity in Excel Academies. Chicago came on board to the city of Chicago.
Okay.
And it was an opportunity to work with young people who were overage and undercredited. And I had an opportunity to start right in Roseland, right down the way from the city of Harvey, but working with young people who, in a lot of ways, were considered the have-nots. And so it was really there that the potential and the passion really edified. And I learned, like, how can I be more of a vessel for young people, young black and brown individuals who I, too, share in the same plight or in some of the same concerns that they've had. And in my 9.5 tenure in working there, I'm like, what's the next step? I had started a nonprofit called Penny Up, teaching young people financial literacy skill sets and learning what it means to be black and what does that penny symbolize as it relates to black people. And, you know, going into a deeper meaning of that and working with young people, I'm like, we got to do something to really shift the narrative of what this whole peace and education looks like. So what's that deeper scale? So in 2019, when I saw that there was an opportunity really for Harvey to be on the genesis of something new, and in doing my research, seeing that no woman since 1891, when the city was first incorporated, had ever been in office, even made the ballot in the 2nd Ward, I knew this was my time. This is where I lay my head at every night. And I'm tired and fed up and living in these conditions. And, you know, as a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Come on, you know.
There you go. You know, that's my wife is a Delta. You know, it ain't no good Deltas unless it's there's no good Deltas unless it's a Sigma next to you, though. But that's all good.
And that's on the for sure. Shout out to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
That's right. The greatest.
Yeah.
Look, Reese over there getting jealous. Don't nobody care about it. Hold on. See, now, okay, we gonna let it be. It's the Divine Nine thing. All right.
But, you know, I was like, this is a major opportunity for me to really hone in. It's great to be of service in every field of life, and anything you do, you should be of service. You should give back. You should feel socially responsible. But what better place to start than where you're birthed? I was birthed at Ingalls Hospital, came home to 15216 Lexington, still in the 2nd Ward at the age now of 35, and I'm ready to make a change.
All right. Well, tell us, that's a real good history. Now tell me about what's going on in Harvey. You know, Harvey, so I always think back to maybe when I was so I used to spend a lot of time in Blue Island and Robbins back in the early 70s. And I just remember Harvey being the place where everybody went. Then y'all had Mayor Nick Groves. I think I remember him. Mm-hmm. He was the white guy, but he was the white guy when it was transitioning, right? I think my parents had a church out in Harvey at Abundance. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm going to say all of a sudden, but Harvey seems to have taken the same path that so many places in the Southland were. Like when you think about Dalton and all of those places, and they were like pristine communities. Yeah. They were majority white, and then they converted to black. And then it seems like the resources started leaving, and then they became challenging communities, like extensions of the South Side or extensions of the problems that were in the city of Chicago. Talk to me about that transition, and then did you live through it? How did it go? And then talk to me about how do we bring it back?
Yeah, so I would say when you look at communities of color across the Southland.
Now, I'm going to tell you something real quick on here. We don't do that communities of color. We don't do that black and brown stuff. Now, I understand you got to get elected. So I'm cool, and I'm going to let you ride. But this is What's in it for the Black People Media, so we want to make sure we address those issues. But go ahead, talk to me.
So just being blunt there, when black people, or what it seems to be is that when black people come into a community, we see a lot of disenfranchisement. We see a lot, or oftentimes major businesses are leaving. But I think the pulse of Harvey, in the midst of one businesses leaving, is there's always been a gap in communication. You know, open transparency and governance hasn't been something that has stood to the forefront, and it hasn't been filled with equality. Everybody in the city of Harvey will tell you something different about what's going on within the city of Harvey. And I think I've seen that that's been the largest issue from an economic development standpoint. As everyone knows, the city of Harvey is the cornerstone of the Southland. Again, it is the city of Harvey, not the village of Harvey.
I always say we had a debate. Is Harvey the capital of the Southland?
It is.
It is. Okay, so Harvey is claiming the capital of the Southland. Okay.
Listen, we are the capital of the Southland because we're the hub for everything transportation, distribution, and logistics. When you think about where Harvey sits, it's off 290, 80 going west, I-57 going north and south. We're right off Western, Dixie Highway, all the major intersections. And so what I think we saw was coming out of Nick Graves' term, and then over into the Kellogg administration, we saw, companies not having the same buy-in or the same can-do spirit that, as they saw more African Americans and Hispanics coming into the community, that those businesses started leaving, shutting down, and going on about their businesses. But what we are seeing right now is that a lot of things are being built around the city of Harvey. I think from a government standpoint, or when we look at fiscal funding, they're awaiting to see what this administration or this current administration, and then what will be the future administration will do moving forward. In my opinion, this particular election is the restart to Harvey, because for the past 4 years, one, we dealt with COVID. Okay, we dealt with a huge outage within the city of Harvey that left folks without power for about 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah. And
what you do without power for 2 weeks?
This was a state of emergency within the city, but it's also a telltale sign to the horrible infrastructure that we've had for the past 20 years. Nobody's really paid attention to Harvey, but I do believe that we're getting our claim to fame back. You have Markham that has Amazon. You have Homewood. These are bordering communities that are building a 17-story casino/hotel that's coming. All roads lead to Harvey. You can't go anywhere in the Southland without touching the city of Harvey. So I do feel that we're on the precipice of everything great. We have a lot of opportunity. However, we need the appropriate administration in. And when I say the appropriate administration, of course, I think highly of myself, but we need a person who is a subject matter expert in communicating with the people. We've perished for a lack of knowledge within the city of Harvey for the past 20 years, because when our median income in Harvey is $45,000. And you're talking about most families have 5+ individuals in their family. Before folks can be concerned about the territory of our community, what it looks like, they're focused on their everyday expenses. How am I going to feed my family? The rising property taxes. We're at 11.5%. Us, Harwood Heights and Matson, have the highest property taxes in the Southland. These are major issues that are affecting the most dilapidated communities. There are 437 abandoned buildings in the second ward. 6,100.
Wait. In just your ward?
In just the ward.
Okay.
6,137 overall. So that lets you know, with only 50% of homeowners being within the city of Harvey, we have a lot of work to do. So no business is going to feel that they're going to be viable, because we've been looked to as like we're a transition hub. We're also in a transitional living hub space as well. But I do, like I said, I know that we're on the horizon, because I feel that we're about to get a premier opportunity to show up and show out with $70 million coming in right now through the Harvey, Metro, and Pace Transportation, that entire redevelopment. That's going to bring about more commuters, and my hopeful thought is that will electrify small businesses and get the folks in the city involved in what the next steps of economic empowerment look like.
So I got to get back to this one part, though.
Yes.
So I was driving through the town, right? So I'm pulling up, and I'm like, why do these houses look like this? And right down the street, the houses don't look the same. And I got to be honest, when I think of Harvey and Harvey World, I think of it being a black community.
Absolutely.
And you know me, I'm not against anyone. But what I did see and what jumped out to me was that what your opponent appears to not be black. And Brother Muhammad was talking to me, but it seems like there's an emerging population in Harvey, and it seems like they're well-resourced. Because when I saw that they got campaign literature signs, money was being spent, etc. Talk to me about this emerging community and how it is impacting the election cycle, right? It seemed like it was a separate community inside the community, and it felt like it was kind of like we got a wall around ourselves, and y'all do what y'all do over here, but we gonna be straight. Help me understand that dynamic.
So when you think about the second ward, amongst the Southland, the second ward in the city of Harvey is the most diverse, with a third of Indian population, a third of Hispanic population, and then the rest being black.
Really?
Yes.
Harvey?
Wait. Harvey's second ward at that.
Indian people live in Harvey?
They do.
Now, what's that about?
when you think about diversity and inclusion, from what I know and how it started, there was one gentleman who came from India, came over to Harvey and kind of built out the blueprint of bringing his family over, you know? And so that's a world-respected notion. When I look at that group of folks and what they've been able to do to corral their efforts in Harvey, it's something to take away from that. But the bigger idea, too, with that is, well, where did we fall short? Or were people paying to play? That's the real question, because how in a 0.2 mile radius do things look like night and day? I said best that we're first class residents living in the third world neighborhood sometimes. And I say that because it's so many opposing sides to what that particular area in the city of Harvey looks like amongst the others. And then when you think about all the surrounding businesses, how many of those have been accounted for minority, that MWBE piece? How many of those businesses have really been able to put their marker in Harvey? But as we've seen in the past 20 years, it's been all about money. So whoever could pay could play. And I think that that's a telltale sign to what you see on that particular block. And not just on that block, it's in various spurts throughout Harvey. It's in the 2nd ward, it's in the 4th ward. And so that particular family of folk have galvanized their efforts and said, you know, we want to tap into what we've already tapped into and make it bigger, broader, and have a larger vision, or be able to really create the policy that one is going to afford them the opportunity. But when you think about the roots of the city of Harvey and where we've always been as Black people, this is a Black community. That's not to say that someone can't step up to the plate and feel democracy is a verb. So everybody should be, it's not a spectator sport. Everyone should be have hands-on involvement in it. But I think the part that we split at is because a lot of those folks never even knew that the conditions of Harvey were what they were until this particular time that we're in during the campaign season. And so there's a mishap in communication. These folks don't want to go on this side in fear of what those folks are going to do. And those folks don't want to come on this side in fear of not being able to, or not being looked at as an everyday resident, looked at as they're out to do something. So my whole goal is really to bridge that gap, because we have to all sit at the table. We're all residents, we're all taxpayers, and unfortunately too many biases have been shared, and there is a sense of to them. How did they and not we? How are they getting this and not us? And
how are they?
That's a great question, Mays. And when I become the 2nd ward alderwoman within the city of Harvey, we're going to break down those principles, and I'm going to provide that open transparency and governance. So to put our people on the play of what's going on, we have for so long, whether Harvey or any other community across the city, we've always perished for a lack of knowledge, not be involved from the administrative process. To most of those homes, as I've done my research, are owned by nonprofits, right? So they're exempt on the property tax roll. That's something that we got to look at. But guess what? They didn't approve that. Somebody within the administration did. So now we have to curtail our vision back to the administration and really determine, like, how are we providing things fairly and equally? How are things really being equitable? How's everybody really having a seat at the table instead of rubbing hands? I think for far too long that's what's happened. I stay on fair, firm, and consistent measures, right? What's good for one got to be good for all. And I think that's the beat that we got to carry it through. That's the only way that we're really going to see a pivot overall, I feel like, within Harvey, is when we all have a seat at the table and really can discuss plainly and clearly in layman's terms to the people how they go about doing the same processes.
Man, that's interesting. So I guess what I don't want to do is put you in a divisive position, because obviously it's a third, and to get elected, you need a third. Mm-hmm. Let me ask a question. How is the rest of the community receiving you as well as your opponent, and How is that going? Tell me about the race, because it seems like there's a concentration. Talk to me about that voting and what you need for people to do so you can win this, because it seemed like they kind of consolidated into an area so that they could control that area.
Absolutely. And so in 2019, I lost by 82 votes. So the name was out there. Harvey is a place of who do you know and who knows you. Totally about what you've done, but certainly not about what your credentials are. People want to know what you're going to do for the people and what's your plan to do it. So, and run that question back one more time for me, man.
So I want to know, how do you manage the diversity with the fact that you still have black residents with real issues in that community? It seems like they've consolidated there. So how do you win an area like that that's so diverse?
Well, really, when you look at the voter turnout, we've only had 400, I think, and 26 people vote in the primary election with over 2,000 registered voters. So a lot of people, it's always this focus on specific populations. We're going to focus in on the senior population. We're going to focus in on this population. My focus is to focus on the entire second ward. We want to turn people off turn people on that have been turned off from voting. A lot of times when I'm at the doors, and we're at the doors every single day.
You at the doors?
We at the doors every day. We knocking.
Wait a minute, you ain't just posting on social media?
We can't just do that.
You better tell some people.
Winners do the work. You got to get out there and move them two legs and talk to people, and people have to really feel your passion and really feel it and to know that, okay, this girl means business. Rain, sleet, or snow, she's out here. So in working or in speaking with the residents, it's oftentimes like, well, what's your plans on crime? Well, what's your plans on public safety? Well, before we can even discuss that, my question to them always is, do you know your neighbor? Do you know the person that lives across the street from you? Because we can't make the needle move on anything until it's a block by block. It's 117 blocks in the second ward. It's the largest ward in the city. And it has to be a block by block approach. Most of my people don't even know who their neighbors are or who's across the street from them. So my whole thing is connection, community, camaraderie equals change. You have to first connect with people. You then have to build community around them. And then you have to have camaraderie. You have to show some care and concern. You have to be altruistic. That's been my flow. Everywhere I go. I don't care if I'm at the local mart or if I'm at AutoZone. Wherever I go, I'm stopping and greeting people, getting young people especially involved. If you're,
they ain't gonna vote though. Go ahead.
You saying what you know. You saying what you know. But maybe they'll tell a friend because especially
you better get common. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
But like. We've got to tap into our high schoolers. You can vote if you're 17 before November. And so expressing, again, we won't perish for a lack of knowledge underneath my watch, because I'm explaining the processes and the procedures. Most people don't even know what is an alderman. What's the alder person do? I'm breaking those myths down at the door. And so then how do you then get back to gathering all those folks who have totally been uninvolved, who don't feel that the next person that says X, Y, and Z at their door is going to be the person to fix it. You bridge that gap for them. And so I have the people power. This is a people's movement. It's a we movement, truly. And first and foremost, it's a godly movement. Mm-hmm. Only God could have ordained this pathway for me. So that's been my approach. I am igniting a new fire within the city of Harvey, across beyond the second ward, within the city of Harvey, about what it means to be a voter, what it means to have your voice heard, and how to equally express it. And we could take something from the group of folks who've been able to rally their supports together and get to this moment. It took a little bit for them, but from a approach of, okay, we're going to have this family do this. We're going to all live on this particular block. This is where we will govern our real estate, and this is how things will be ran. That should be a model example to us of some of the things that we could do. The basics. Let's keep our areas clean. Let's ensure that we're talking to our neighbors. Let's be vigilant. Let's just make sure that our voices are heard, that we're showing up to city council on a bi-weekly basis on Mondays at 7. That's just so y'all, no pun intended, so y'all know when to show up and show out. OWT, like you said earlier. But it's just so important for people to understand the process. We have a group of people who've gotten together to learn the process, right? And oftentimes I think we as people, right, we are always about like, well, no, this person knows it best. No, this person knows it best. And when you look up, you got 9 subject matter experts. We only need maybe 1 or 2. We need to galvanize behind. So really echoing that message and really helping people to understand who I am, why I'm running, and that I'm not a part of this regime or that regime. I stand on my own too. It's me, my family, it's God. We're running this and getting the people involved. That's been my claim to fame as it relates to how to get the folks moving that have already come together. How do we align our efforts just like that so we could be just as mighty and powerful?
2 more, and then I'm going to let you go. First, what high school did you go to?
I went to Thornridge High School. Shout out to the Falcons.
Thornridge is Thornridge and Thornton. Right? So, Reese, I think the Thornton won the Suburban High School Challenge 2 years ago. So, y'all was like 3rd. Y'all came in 3rd. That Thornton, them Wildcats was kind of crazy.
Yeah, they went in football and basketball.
They went crazy. Now, I want you to take a look. See that camera right there with the blue?
Yes.
Look into that camera. You got 1 minute. Tell the people why they should vote for you.
I'm Colby Chapman. I'm a candidate for alderman in the 2nd Ward. When you vote Chapman, you're voting things to make happen. Punch 31 if you want innovative, bright leadership, focused in on diversity and inclusion, focused in on ways to empower our communities, and just ways to edify our lifestyles as a whole. I will be your next, first ever Black alderwoman of the 2nd Ward in the city of Harvey. Vote Chapman to make it happen. Learn more about me and my platform priorities at www.chapman-2023.com. Let's do this, y'all. It's not about just winning. It's about creating a movement. It's about inspiring folks near and far. And it's just about all of us coming together to edify what's in it for the Black people.
Tell them what your punch number is.
Punch 31.
All right, y'all. That is Colby Chapman. She is running for alderman in the 2nd Ward. Look, y'all got to get out there and do your job. Get out there, vote. She said what did you tell me? It's 2,000 homes there? Did you say it's 2,000?
It is how many that are dilapidated?
Oh, no, it was 467 or 463? 437. So I got that part. But tell me one more time about how many residents are in that ward. It was 2,000 voters?
2,000 registered voters. Only 400 came out to vote.
Now, look, that's your own responsibility. Harvey World. Y'all be talking that smack all the time. Every time I turn around, they be Harvey World, Harvey. Well, go get you some Harvey World.
Please
Make sure you vote for Colby Chapman. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hi, I'm Cornell Dancer, and I'm in a runoff election for the new 21st Ward, a true public servant, someone you can trust. I'll be bringing beauty and functionality to the ward by bringing in the Department of Streets and Sanitation, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Water Management, the Bureau of Electricity, the Department of Forestry, and Animal Control. So I'm asking you to punch 51, Cornell Dantzler, for alderman of the new 21st Ward.
Punch 51 for Cornell Dantzler.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I am one of you. Chicago afforded me the opportunity to become a successful businessman. Our children deserve the same chance. I am supporting Paul Valor for mayor. We have a public safety crisis. Paul will support our police and not defund them. He will provide the leadership to make our city safer. He will ensure equity for every neighborhood and expand economic development. He will support minority-owned businesses and hold the line on taxes. He will utilize his best effort to bring us all together. We have been divided for too long. I know Paul, and he is the right leader for this moment. He will be the mayor for all of Chicago. So please, vote Paul Valor for mayor.
Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
bigger picture of being a victim. No, things get hard, you gotta be strong. I've been right there with you. So live your whole truth and be your whole you. Yeah, they can talk behind your back, but they can't hold you. I don't keep my drama or my feelings in a bottle. Take a shot, no drama, just want you to know what I know. It don't last forever, promise it gets better. You've been through the biggest storm, but you can change the weather. Been under pressure, you know my name. Whenever the heat comes, I put out the flame. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. You know my name. Sparkle pushing on the gas. Hey, I've been moving in a fast lane. Don't be looking in the past, cause when you're looking, you get past. Don't get it twisted, I ain't forget. You know I've been through a whole bunch of this shit, cause I put a line on that clock, cause I'm lit. Can't nobody question, I'm legit. I've been on the move, 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 move. Move, make it do what it do. Ain't got nothing to prove. Redefining the cool, hey. I don't keep my drama or my feelings in a bottle. Take a shot, no drama, just want you to know what I know. It don't last forever, promise it gets better. You've been through the biggest storm, but you can change the weather. Been under pressure, you know my name. Whenever the heat comes, I put out the flame. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. It made me a diamond. You know my name. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Riis, she might have been like, I think she could dunk on you, dog. I told you ain't no woman never dunking on me. Ever.
She dunking on you, though.
Riis, I'm tackle her. I got to tackle her. She can't dunk on me. But I must tell you, two things. One, she reminds me of Ready Rock. Right? She reminds me of Ready. But the other part, she's also a Delta. But also, man, I appreciated the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like she had some energy, some spirit. Look, y'all, when y'all go to Harvey, Riis, you ever been by Thornton? You ever seen that block? Hey, Joe. Like they got the whole joint sold up. Like, you go right by there, it's like a whole community within a community. And all they stuff is pristine, and then you go right on the other side. And I was just thinking that is something that we could do, but it's another reason that I thought we had to make sure that Colby came on the Maze Jackson Show. So, Riis, we did not, because we got a little bit behind, we did not get to what I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier in the social media question of the day. So I kind of want to get into it. Why don't you do this, Riis? You got your, first of all, you got your blowing up, because I still want to blow up on a Tuesday, and we're going to blow the show up and go backwards and do the social media. So, Riis, why don't you hit the button?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Is the mayor's race more about policy or racism? Or race? Is the mayor's election policy-based or race? I want to talk about it because I want to talk about it. But give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. But before we go, I got somebody on the live line. You all can give us a call. If you had thoughts on Colby, please give us a call. If you're from Harvey World, give us a call. If you're from the Southland, we got to elect young, bright elected officials that get it. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning, man. What's going on, bro? This is James Big Slim.
What up, James Big Slim Davis?
What's going on?
See, man, I'm out there. Man. I was thinking about you, dog. I was thinking about you. I know you out there. I know you out there by them Harvey Worlds.
Man, you know I was going to call in.
You know Harvey World. Hey, man, what y'all out there having in Harvey World, man? What's going on?
What's going on? First, let me give a shout out to my close friend of mine, Mr. Dwayne Lanier. I see you boys doing big things out there in Harvey. I really want to talk to the sister. You know, she hit on a lot of things that I wanted to ask. So she actually have the ideas of what's needed for Harvey. I want to ask her, how would she, you know, address them issues? She talked about the city being a transit city, which it is, because on average, the average person stay in Harvey maybe 6 months, you know, because it's such a big rental land. I want to ask her about bringing back stability in Harvey. I was born and raised in Harvey. I worked under 3 mayors. I worked under David Johnson. I worked under Nick Graves, and the earlier part of Eric Kellogg helped Eric Kellogg get in. And at one point in time, Harvey was a booming city, and everybody know what happened during the 90s, and you know, the flight of the tearing down of the projects and the influx of a certain element coming from the city. And a lot of times you hear the politicians out there in Harvey talking about bringing business to Harvey. But what Harvey lacks is spending power. When I say that, because not only the stability that's not there, a lot of times you have the spending power. You know, you think you want to put a Walmart or a Whole Foods in this area, but it's the spending power there. And I want to ask her, how can they address that issue of bringing that stability mentality back to Harvey? You could go down a lot of blocks in Harvey where there used to be 90% homeowners, but you will have 10 houses on that block, but only one of them homes are owned. And you understand what I'm saying? Then you got all these rental properties. And I think that's the problem with Harvey, is because it's such a transit city without stability and buying power. And I think that's what Harvey lacks, is the buying power to what I'm trying to say is, if I decide to open up a grocery store in a certain area, let's go with the Second Ward. How will my grocery store thrive if the spending power is there?
If the spending power is not there, but the reality is not there. But the reality is, to me,
you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand, but that's a myth to me. Thanks, James. I think that's a myth because everybody got to eat. Like, people find a way to get groceries. People find a way to get the things that they need. So I don't buy into the lack of spending power, because, Riis, I got to tell you, if I go to any game, I think Chicago might be the Jordan capital of the world. Any game, any poor, I don't care what it is, you got some. I'm not calling that as a diss, but I believe that people figure out a way to eat. And so I don't buy into the fact that we don't have the spending power. I buy into the fact that they drive the spending power to centralized locations that benefit the white tax base. So it's no coincidence that all of the businesses pull up stakes and move to Orland and to Tinley Park, because guess what y'all gonna do, and Crestwood, because guess what y'all gonna do? Get in the car and drive over there. And then the tax base for those places is built by the black folks who don't have those resources. So then it creates a downward spiral. Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. Harvey World, where you at? Southland, where you at? What's up, caller?
Maze.
James.
Now you already know where I'm from. I'm from Harvey World. I grew up in Harvey World. I've been in Harvey since 1970. So I've seen Harvey from its greatest height to Little Beirut. I'm still close to there. My parents still own our home in Harvey. Right now, the thing is, what killed Harvey was it was like a cocktail of first it was the economics. The Harvey had 5 steel mills going at one time. Everybody, it was black. It was the mecca of black middle class. They were black. They were car dealerships on every corner. There were black-owned gas stations. Just about, it was a little bit of everywhere. This situation here, what it is, we can blame white flight because in the early 70s to the 80s, it was white flight that brought down Harvey. Second thing that brought down Harvey was the demise of the steel mills. I think right now Harvey used to have like 4 to 5 steel mills going at one time. Now there's only one that's still there, and that's Alice Chalmers. So that helped. Number 3, Generation Xers exiting Harvey. I'm one of the Generation Xers that grew up in Harvey. A lot of them went to college. Once they went to college, they never came back. Their parents were still there. Their parents passed on. Like in my situation, both of my parents passed on. We still own the house that my parents live in Harvey. So a lot of the kids, once their kids went off to school, their parents packed up and moved somewhere else. A lot of them did. Because it was, like I said, that was the black middle class. Everybody there was people were working for CTA. People were head engineers in factories, doing maintenance. People were making good money. Post office, owner-operator truck drivers. I'm rattling off a lot of my friends' occupations in my neighborhood. So that's what happened. So the kids from Gen X didn't go back to try to keep their parents' homes. Oh, my parents is gone. Skip it. Sell a house. Then on top of that, then you layer on the property tax. Property taxes shot up like a rocket. I tried to buy, when me and my wife first got married, I tried to buy a home in Harvey while my parents were still alive. Property taxes was through the roof. So that pushed me out towards where I'm living at now, in still in the south suburbs. I'm right next door to my parents. I'm still in the area, so I'm seeing what's going on in Harvey. Just like the young lady indicated, the young queen indicated about that one area in Harvey on Broadway, north and south of Thornton High School. They took over. They owned those blocks. Black people should have been doing that years ago. When one move out, your cousin come by the next house. And Latinos are doing the same thing there. It's not just the Arab people. Latinos are doing it also. So now all the people that's there are either seniors, barely making it to get to the polls, or they're of other descent. They might not even be legalized to vote. That's why it's a 400 people count. So it's like I said, it's a cocktail of things that brought the demise of Harvey. But black flight was part of it. We didn't go back, and come back to our communities. I used to check. I checked on my parents. If paper needed to be picked up around their homes, I picked up the paper. It was a lot of Section 8 moved in. What they do, they live there, but they don't care about the homes. Okay. And I've known people. I'm sorry, Maze. I'm sorry.
No, James. So how I got the cocktail. So I'm gonna take a page out of Shannon's book, who says, so we all recognize the challenges of Harvey. How do we get a person like Colby elected? Right? Like, who's going to go out and do that? We know that people are organizing in their neighborhoods, but like, who still has friends in Harvey? Who is gonna go out and knock doors?
Exactly.
Who helps?
Exactly. That's the $64,000 question right there. It's either your parents are still there or great grandmothers is still there. Are you even visiting them to get them out to the polls? Hey, grandma, you need to go vote. Or hey, grandma, come on, let's go. Let me take you to vote. See, that's the thing. So we gonna get pushed out. They're gonna get pushed out our own area, stuff that we built, and we had pretty much ownership in. But it's not just the people. It was the politicians. Just like James previously said, Johnson, Nick Graves, before he became the mayor of Harvey, he was the chief of police. He was putting speed knots on black folks' heads out there back in the 70s. But guess what? I'm going to give this to him, too. There was order in Harvey. There was order. The other politicians, like I tell you all the time, we got ours, get yours. But what about the people? Yo, you saying you the mayor, you sticking your chest out saying you the mayor, but what have you done? The current mayor, what have you done? We had 3 banks in Harvey. Only one is still operating. We got a whole empty vacant building on Center Street that used to be a bank, and it's just dilapidated. Why? Harvey is prime real estate. That's the hub between the city and the south suburbs. Lucrative property out there, and they're taxing black folks out of it. Everybody else is moving forward but us. Once again, like I always tell you, Mace, everybody but the blacks. And it's our own people doing it.
All right.
Have a good morning, Mace.
All right, James. Y'all also know Harvey, realistically, I feel like there's a lot of goals to choke Harvey out. You know why Harvey's also so important, Reese? They are the water hub. So the water for the Southland comes in to Harvey. And Harvey, the reason Harvey used to always survive is because they sold water to everybody. But now what you're finding is the white guys are saying, let's go around Harvey. Let's start our own pipeline, and we're going to sell water to the Southland. And so you're seeing other cities saying, we're not going to be underneath these black people who have the control of the water. Harvey is the perfect place to me of my case study where I said, if we were to rebuild, you know how so many of our resources keep moving into Chicago to rebuild infrastructure, but so many black people are moving out. Could you imagine if the infrastructure in Harvey was given to the money that they were investing in Harvey in the city where they say are being done for black people at the state was invested in Harvey. And then those people who were living there could take advantage of those quote unquote job training programs and then be put to work to rebuild their own neighborhoods. And then if they're put to work to rebuild their own neighborhoods, they then have an investment in the community, so they're less likely to tear it up. But anyway, that's just my thought on that. I shout out to Colby for coming in and talking to us. You all really need to go and drive into Harvey. That drive to Thornton High School is like, whoa. Now, I didn't realize Harvey was a third. But if there is an example of controlling your own destiny and your own fate, you can see it in Harvey. Like, straight up. Reese, I ain't mad at them people. Like, I'm really not. Like, you know how they remind me of developers. You know how, and when I say they remind me of developers, a lot of times, like, remember when Cabrini was Cabrini? And it was like, and black people would be like, oh, stay away from it. It's terrible. And then some developer sees the opportunity and says, I'm not going to live with the preconceived notions. I'm going to take control of this land and I'm going to build a house and I'm going to build a building. And then someone who gets it will come and build next to me. And when you look around, bro, like they got the alleys, they got the hole you dig. And it's like, you ever been in a rainstorm, Reese, where you can be across the street? Like you can see the rain line, like where it's raining right here, but if you step 2 steps to the left, you ain't getting wet. That's exactly how it is in Harvey. And I do think that what she said was great is we need to we need to learn from what they did. Now, to find out that them houses are built by a nonprofit corporation, that's deep. Look, thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM who's tuned in to the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to continue this conversation. Actually, I'm going to get into the race baiting of the mayor's race. And we're going to talk about it because I do think, and I'm going to merge a couple topics together, because I do feel like we're in a Bernard Epton moment. But I feel like it's a reverse Bernard Epton moment. And I'm going to talk about it a little while when we come back. Plus, I want to talk about, is this mayor's race has it become more racially focused than policy focused? Now, I know that Carletta said you can't separate the two, but I do want to talk about it a little bit more when we come back. Look, it's the Mays Jackson Show. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Mays Jackson.
Tune in to the Mays Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Mays said. We out of here. Peace.
My name is Cassandra J. Matz, your candidate for Village Trustee of Olympia Fields. I've been a resident of Olympia Fields for 30 years. I believe in building strategic partnerships, establishing governance boundaries, and have and will continue to dedicate my life work as a respected and credible voice when it comes to decision making. Olympia Fields has always been a community of familiarity and comfort, and I want to make sure the village stays that way. On April 4th, vote for me, Cassandra J. Matz, for your Olympia Fields Village Trustee. Paid for by Citizens for Cassandra J. Matz.
An important message from former President of the Illinois Senate, Emil Jones.
Chicago, our city, is in crisis. We need a mayor who will invest in the communities that need it the most. We need a Democrat who will make crime and our safety his number one priority. We need Paul Vallis. When Paul Vallis ran Chicago schools, he built schools on the south and west sides, kept them open nights and through the summer, and test scores went up. Paul Vallis delivered for us then, and he'll deliver for us again as mayor. He'll make sure the streets are safe in every neighborhood, and he'll hold the line on the taxes, fees, and fines that are squeezing working families and small businesses. Chicago, now is not the time to defund the police and raise taxes. Paul Vallis will be a mayor for all of Chicago. Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
Tamika Scott. As we take this journey through life, we face trials and tribulations. But just know, the enemy is not gonna win, cause the storm is almost over. That's right, the storm is almost over.
Don't you give up, you come too far to turn back now. Hold your head up, it's almost over. So set up to take you to your destiny. It's gonna be alright. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, this is your season. Just keep on believing. Blessings you'll be receiving. Oh yeah.
to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. Shout out to Harvey World. Apparently, mayoral candidate Anthony McCaskill will be reaching out to us for tomorrow's show. We also got Richard Wooten from the 6th Ward. I told y'all, everybody, you know it'd be funny, Reese. You know how you could tell. The opportunity is open for everybody, right? It'd be funny who take up the option and then be mad when I'd be like, why you let that? I'd be like, man, didn't I say everybody? Reese, man, remember last time I had people up behind I ain't even like. I ain't even look at them. I was looking straight ahead. But I gave them the opportunity. Reese, you know, open hour, you know your cousin could come walking through the door. I ain't paying nobody, right? But you know, I'm not going to be a side chick much longer. It's the Mays Jackson. Why you looking like that, Reese? Why you be making them faces?
You got to be a main course meal, huh? So you ain't finna be no little appetizer no more.
Yes. So I want to talk about something. Well, I got a few things I want to talk about. And I'm a use. So, Reese, we're in the throes of a mayor's race. And I had a social media question of the day. But I think before I do that, Reese, what I want to do is play. Yesterday, okay, so back up. Yesterday, Paul Vallis got the labor endorsement, and there were hundreds of labor workers running around. Jim Sweeney said that it was tough for him to go against his union brother, but that Paul Vallis was the best choice in this case. Riis, I've heard from numerous labor leaders who were in the endorsement sessions with Brandon Johnson that said, man, could you at least just lie to us so we can support you? And kudos to him. He did it. But I gotta be honest with you, Riis. I feel as though Brother Johnson has painted a lot of Chicagoans out. And I want to go back to the beginning of this second round, when it was Paul Vallis versus Brandon Johnson. And I look at it, and one of the things that I watch, Riis, is, and we talk about bringing people to, like, so I have a wise old friend that says that elections are about bringing people together, right? And the most skillful politicians try to make sure that there's a space, that everybody can see a space for themselves in that administration. And so when you say all, you got to leave a space for all. Right? So the challenge that I feel right now for Brother Cousin Johnson is he's painted himself into a racial corner. I.e., there is a significant chunk of the voting population that he would need to convince that he has deemed as racist. Kind of like, Riis, like how we was talking earlier and I told you what you couldn't say. I feel like Brother Johnson is painting himself into a corner where now, as you look to win, you don't have a lot of places where you can pick up people. Because you spent the people that you need to pick up, you've called racist. So, and I'm not calling the race at all, but the polling is suggesting that Paul Vallis is now got a lead and is expanding it. And according to Politico, this is not me, this is according to Politico, for him to be able to catch up, he's going to need a surge of young voters. Riis, you know what you now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I am saying that a surge of young voters is probably already in the group that he's got. Now I want to go back to the Johnson supporters who have spent this entire election calling people sellouts, Uncle Toms, very much along the lines of Joe Biden saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Which also puts people who were undecided in a precarious position. So are you suggesting that a person that's undecided is not black? And so now, what we see is Brother Johnson making the move to, because Reese, guess who ain't motivated? Young black voters. Young black voters ain't like, oh my God, I gotta get to, remember how it was with Kim Fox and everybody's like, oh my God, I gotta have a place to go. I gotta, right? And that fire that's supposed to be happening in the fire that we have is this recreation by our older generation of the hope of another Harold Washington. I gotta tell you, it blows the hell out of me to see everything that let me not say it blows the hell out of me. It's a challenge for me to see the recreation of the Harold Washington button, right? But it now says Johnson. That's a challenge for me. But I gotta tell you, I feel like we're in a reverse Bernard Epton situation. And I feel like the black people who have, like even on all my calls yesterday, the people that was reaching out to me saying, man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what they were saying to me, Reese? This is our last chance before it's too late. And it's crazy to me because those are all the things that they were upset about Bernard Epton saying. And now here we have the black candidates, instead of talking to me, and you know me, I'm black first. But when I turn the volume up and I look at the background, and if I see all the people with letter writers, you got some explaining to do to me. But because the people that are standing behind you have been busy calling black people racist, have blocked black people's funding, have blocked black people out, now we're in this precarious position because you got to say, where do you go pick up that extra 5% of the votes? See, if you call me, if you went through the whole process and you spent your time, instead of convincing or converting, but name calling, and now it's tight, you gotta find who did not disrespect. Which means, Reese, that you gotta do different stuff now. So now this explains why. Oh, and can I point out that Sophia King today is endorsing Paul Vallis, the chairman of the Progressive Caucus, the black candidate. So now, Reese, of all of the candidates who ran for mayor, black, the only one who did not go with Paul Vallis was Cam.
And Lori, she ain't decided yet, right?
Lori ain't saying nothing. Lori mad at all y'all. She tell y'all, fuck up out of here. So now, Reese, instead of being able to pick up the phone and add to the total and to motive, because again, the people that would be inspired or who were undecided are now, they're no longer, you've offended them. You did not come and say, come join us or let me persuade you. Nigga, if you ain't with us, you're a sellout. Family, so now we got to go to moments like this. Reese, you ready? Put me on in my computer. Cause yesterday was the clear definition of what I see happening. I was asking you yesterday, is Chicago still for Chicagoans, right? But what you have is the people who aren't from Chicago coming in trying to influence Chicago election. But if my brother / cousin can't talk to the brothers on the block and motivate them, can he get over the hump? I asked you a few days ago, was this a Harold Washington moment? Was this a Barack Obama moment? I think as much as they are trying to, where they made the fatal mistake, let me not say they made a fatal mistake, but the challenge that I see right now is you've called everybody from Jesse White to Dick. You have now alienated yourself within the Democratic Party. So if all of the top Democrats are like, dude, straight, and you steady saying he's a Republican, he's a Republican, he's a Republican, and you are trying to say he's a racist Nazi cop and the whole thing, what you are doing is slowly but surely isolating people and keeping them from, nobody wants to be called a racist. But if you need white votes, dog, and you calling somebody grandparents out, they love Mimo still. Which now means that we're going to endorsements like this. Ready, Riis? Here we go.
Peace, Chicago. This is Common. This election is too important for any of us to stay on the sidelines. That's why I'm announcing my endorsement of Brandon Johnson for mayor. We need a leader who loves our city and is truly for the people. All families from all backgrounds in all neighborhoods. He shows the heart and the vision to bring change that our city needs. And let's build a better, stronger, and safer Chicago. So join me in voting for Brandon Johnson for mayor.
You know who the number one voters are right now, Riis? People over 65. But that's... So when I start to see that, right? That makes me start to ask questions. Then
we in a historic moment. I want y'all to...
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. That ain't what I'm looking for. I want to go to the other endorsement because yesterday our brother announced the endorsement of these guys. Do you know these guys, Riis? Wait, let me back up. Because I got to ask you, does that motivate you to vote? Will Bernie Sanders bring out and motivate a young swarm of people to vote, or would those be the people that have already voted? And then, Riis, I got to go to this moment in time very quickly.
The Chicago guys in Wilco, and we just want to let... Hey everybody, it's Jeff, Glenn. For the Chicago guys in Wilco, and we just want to let you know this is the guy we're voting for, Brandon Johnson. Be sure to do it before April 4th. You can do it right now. Thank you.
Please vote. And what a testament to what a world-class city can look like. Where everyone from every corner of the earth can say, like, if we can do it in Chicago, we can do it anywhere. So it's inspiration. So I want you to write a song out of that. And you write a board back and a guitar.
Riis, the question I have is, has our brother, by being so focused on race and Republicans in this race, alienated himself from a significant chunk of the people that he needs to get over the hump? I was thinking about Salim, and much respect to my brother Salim, but I was thinking about Salim, and as deep as my brother is, the argument always seems to come back to Trump, racism, etc. And that's cool on this platform. But I also think that the concentration on trying to paint Vallis as a racist in a city that is racial, that has made it, we are comfortably segregated. We are the most segregated city in the country, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think black people like it. Now, we want more resources, but I don't see black people clamoring to be part of all. I don't see Latinos clamoring to be black people. I don't see white people in Beverly clamoring to move to Chatham. We have reached a point of comfortable segregation in our city, county, and state. And I don't know that it benefits, and I recognize the defining a candidate, but I don't know that if you're trying to be the mayor of the entire city, that you win by trying to paint, by claiming everything. You know what the quickest way to turn white people off?
Keep saying racist.
Talk about racism. Talk about it being racist. Talk about even Karens, even the white women who support you. Part of the reason they supporting you is because they don't like this racism talk, because you're going to be talking about they meemaw. And so now I question, where does my brother go to pick up the support he needs? The question becomes, and I got to be honest with you, I think that racism stuff really works for the young people. But for black Chicagoans, Reese, you ever remember me telling you, nobody I knew ever voted for Daley, but he always beat everybody by handsome numbers? The challenge that we have here is that of the people that you need to be able to convert, it's the letter writers all over again. Instead of having a conversation and saying, this is why I feel for you, or this is why this person feels, no, don't acknowledge their feelings. Don't acknowledge why. We live in the most racist, can we agree that we live in the most segregated city in the country? Can we agree that everybody in Chicago that has lived here, I'm not talking about the transplants, I'm talking about the people that have lived here, has come to accept Chicago as it is? That's why we know what the South Side and the West Side means.
So are we ever looking for change? Or do we?
Can I tell you, Reese? Oh, well, go ahead. You finish.
I just want to know, are we looking for change, or we want the same old? Because it sounds like we want to change, but we keep electing the same old thing.
Well, no, you can't say you're electing the same old thing, because each candidate is different.
Well,
but
you know what I mean by it.
Let me tell you, as Mays Jackson, I would prefer order than chaos. As Mays Jackson, at least we knew a path. And I gotta say to you that if you tell me, Mays, there's a path or there is no path, it's undefined, then I probably am gonna choose the path. Reese, I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to live in a white neighborhood. You know what I want to live in, Reese? A dope black neighborhood. I am comfortable in our segregation, because I can go wherever I want to go, but at night when I lay my head down, I don't want to be by Kyle. Now I want to be by, now Ray might let a loose one go, as my brother has talked about, right? I live in Austin. If he live in Austin, the big thing he talk about is the bullets coming through the window all the time. Right? Why you ain't move? So my challenge becomes, that I feel like they have done so much to make race an issue while trying to, you can't make race an issue and then ignore the race. Ignore our race. You can't say that guy is a racist and then say, but I can't talk to you about yours. And so I am asking you, give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Has this mayoral election focused too much on race from the Johnson campaign? Not from both. Well, again, I feel like your boy has been trying to be like, I'm not a racist, I'm not a racist, I'm not a racist. And you obviously want to define a candidate, but it didn't stick, Reis. It didn't stick. And now, our brother is now at the point where he said, Reis, he said yesterday he won't remove one dime from the police department. So I guess my question is, so wait, what happened to redeploying the Reis? Stand on it. But now as we get closer to election time, Reis, remember why I said I wanted stuff on record? Remember? So check it out. So all y'all that went and voted because the police, you was going, what was it, treatment, not trauma? I will not take one dime from the police department. So Reis, if I had so what if you was one of the people that voted based on the fact that he was going to take $150 million away from the police department to put it in the treatment services, and now you find out, because guess why, Reis? Because now I need all the people, I need a sliver of the people that I've been calling racist. See, okay, it could be one of, Joy. It could be. I'll give it one of. But let me just be clear. We comfortable in it. I call it, Chicago has reached its comfortable comfortable segregation. Like, I don't feel like people are trying to break in the neighborhoods. And if you want to break in the neighborhood, you move to the West Loop. But so now my question becomes, are we refunding the police now? And again, this is where you wind up having challenges because, Reis, the whole fact that we are now saying, that my cousin is now saying that I won't take one single dime from the Chicago Police Department, now moves it from the spiritual location where we was hooping and hollering to transactional politics, just like the elected officials that will say what needs to be said to get elected. So now, Reis, if I get it now, so let me ask the question. So now if you come and say, I want to answer what's in it for the black people 3 days before, do I believe that? If I couldn't talk to you it's been 4 weeks. So now do I believe what you're saying now? I'm just saying, not one dime from the police. Reis, even I think we should take a dime from the police. Now, all right, you say what you got to say to win.
No, you do. I don't.
Look, come on, hold on, DJ Riis, come on, give me the pivot, dog.
I don't believe in defunding the police. And he never said that he was going to take a dime. What he said was he was just going to reform and he was going to see if he can put, they got it on tape. Counselors.
Okay.
He said that he was going to do like counselors and stuff like that.
Well, he said he was going to take it from the police budget. Hold on. So look, let's take a quick break and then I'm going to see if we can find if we went from defund the police to not taking one dime. And I just want to point out to some of y'all, the reason that Rahm Emanuel was the mayor is because of black people. The white people and the Latinos voted for Jerry Chico. You gotta understand, so all I'm suggesting is, when do y'all remember me saying to y'all for weeks This is not about, this is conversion time. This is when you are supposed to persuade, right? Now you've moved to turnout. But if you've called all of the black people that were of influence or of something a racist, or if you have defined people as racist because they don't believe, if I look across the line and I see that you lined up with all the people that say that black people advocating for their self-interest are racist, Reis, you don't leave a door for people to walk through. And now you're going back on what you said. So now what am I to believe? So now am I to believe if you answer what's in it for the black people that you was for it on the last 3 days? Door been open. Doors of the church been open. You got an open door, family. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I want y'all to call me back because I am curious. Reis, I start this, and then I want to talk about those MAGA signs too, right? Because I do think like the insulting of black people's intelligence in this race really blows me. But we're going to talk, again, family, if you had 4 weeks to talk to me, not me, but you have 4 weeks to talk to black people, and now in the last week, because the white folks are whiting, and I just heard you say you're not gonna take, you went back on what you was telling people, what you done told people your whole campaign. I done seen the commercials. I know treatment not trauma, bro. Am I to now expect that answer that you give me is genuine? Or are you now the politician? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Did the race tactic work? Is the race tactic working in this campaign? It's the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
My name is Jacqueline Anderson Howes. I was a CPS teacher and principal on the West Side. People don't remember how bad things were before Paul Vallis took over Chicago's schools. We didn't have enough classrooms, so Paul built schools on the South and West Sides. He kept schools open on weekends and all summer, and test scores went up. I was there. Paul Vallis turned our schools around. As mayor, he would turn our city around. Paid for by Vallis for mayor.
I'm Brandon Johnson. As a husband, dad, teacher, and county commissioner, I know firsthand the challenges facing our communities. I'm running for mayor to make it easier for working people and families to make it in Chicago, to stop the crime that's paralyzing our city by getting serious about addressing the root causes of crime, mental health, poverty, and hopelessness, and to get tough on fighting the waste in the CPD budget. As mayor, I'll train and promote 200 new detectives and hold officers accountable if they abuse our trust. I'll make our public transportation safe and reliable, improve our schools, and strengthen our neighborhoods by investing in the people of Chicago. I'm the only person running for mayor with a balanced budget plan to do these things without raising your property taxes. The only one. I'm Brandon Johnson, asking for your vote on or before April 4th. Together, we can move the city forward and make Chicago work better for all of us. Paid for by Friends of Brandon Johnson.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I am one of you. Chicago afforded me the opportunity to become a successful businessman. Our children deserve the same chance. I am supporting Paul Vallis for mayor. We have a public safety crisis. Paul will support our police and not defund them. He will provide the leadership to make our city safer. He will ensure equity for every neighborhood and expand economic development. He will support minority-owned businesses and hold the line on taxes. He will utilize his best effort to bring us all together. We have been divided for too long. I know Paul, and he is the right leader for this moment. He will be the mayor for all of Chicago. So please, vote Paul Vallis for mayor.
Paid for by Vallis for mayor.
Used to be one of my best friends, someone I really love to talk to. When my day was coming to its end, but I know we had to grow apart. But I never knew things would get so hard. And I'll always love you for who you are. See, I don't blame you for running. I've never seen the dark places you've been. So please, can you tell me something? Like what it'll take to make it ours again.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host. Don't forget, April 22nd, Obsidian Reis scheduled. See, I did that. Reis scheduled. So if you have not gotten your your temporary membership, your trial membership, go check it out. Go to Chicago Obsidian. Do not miss it. If you have a membership already, Reese will be there, and it's your opportunity for you to check it out. Y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I hate when I be lying. When people try to play me. Reese, now what did you say he said? He said, what you say he said?
He was gonna look for alternative routes, like he believed that they deserved to send like counselors and therapists and stuff to something like that. So he wanted to, add them. But I'll never remember him saying that he was gonna take it from the budget.
Okay.
But if he did,
Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah.
United States, the former president of the United States, President Barack Obama, took it one step further as well, and basically said that the effort of the defund police movement lost an audience because of that that slogan, I guess is what he's calling it, which I don't look at it as a slogan. It's an actual real political goal. We know the mayor of Chicago here rebuked this call to redirect money to defund this failed system of incarceration and policing. So whether it's the president of the United States, calling it a catchy hashtag or phrase, Lori Lightfoot, which I think is actually quite dismissive of the young people who are literally putting their lives on the line for a cause that I think, quite frankly, is not just admirable, but is necessary.
So I gotta
drinking warm water.
So I am not opposed to my cousin's opinion on the police, Reese. I guess my challenge becomes, let me see if I can find the Crane's article, because yesterday at the City Club, our brother said that he now would not I want to read the quote because I don't want to get it wrong. So our brother vowed yesterday at the City Club. Now, we heard that. We know what we've been seeing on the TV spots, the treatment, not trauma, that whole thing. But according to the Sun-Times and Cranes, mayoral challenger Brandon Johnson said Monday he won't cut one penny from the Chicago Police Department's $1.94 billion budget, reversing previous plans to reduce police spending by $150 million. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't. Where I have a problem with it is 7 days out. That's really my issue. Like, if over the course of, and knowing that this is a very small margin race and the tipping factor is the police, my challenge becomes, what then can I expect if you make me a promise 7 days out, when the basis of what your platform was about was treatment, not trauma? Look, we got to stop. I think I heard it so many times. Look, we got to stop sending police officers to be marriage counselors. Right? Like, that's real. Like I agreed with that. So what am I to so Riis, that's not something you back off of. You double back and you say, I'm not going to defund the police, but I am not going to spend money on, but you don't say let me not say what you don't say. What I am saying is, now we've moved from spiritual movement to transactional politician. Now, do you believe that he won't defund the police? Not defund the police. I'm not even using the term. So now will he not redirect the money, or is he using special tricky language to say, I didn't say I wasn't going to defund, but I will redirect? We've also seen when he said, I never said that, he said, I never said it was a goal. We just listened to it. I just don't know who to believe or to trust. Let me not say who to believe or who to trust. Where you at, fam? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-74. Was there a calculated error in trying to make this election focused on race? I don't think that I've talked to anybody black that has talked to me of substantive issues. They have said either it's get down or lay down. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Switch it.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I'm here doing duty. What's up, caller? You on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
You know what? I'm ready to go, man. I feel like a senior in high school.
Stop, Maze, stop. We got to talk. But anyway, a lot of this is much ado about nothing. His platform, us cousins, his platform was on stilts and weak stilts, man. And I kept saying there was something about dude I just couldn't trust. And it's coming out now. All this waffling on what he said and what he meant and all that. And, we done already been through a mayor with all these trial and error theories, okay? It is time to move on. And all these people running around here calling us sellouts and,
Speak for yourself. I ain't said nothing. I ain't a sellout. I ain't picked
and I told you, I said, it's best that you say you undecided. And they starting to say that you undecided people are worse than the people that's already made the decision to vote for Paul Valley. You know who I've been taking heat for it. All right? They say don't discuss politics with family and stuff like that. Me and the closest person on earth get into it about me talking about voting for Paul Valley. This is the same person that got on me because I wasn't all that crazy about the outgoing administration. And then I looked at this person. I said, I don't never remember you going to the polls to vote for nobody. Now all of a sudden they're going to deflect because I bring it to their attention. They don't even vote. I don't even know if you real family because, everybody in my family couldn't wait to vote. And that's making me wonder, is you really my... No, let me stop laughing for my baby here. That's what I was talking about it. But yeah, man, so, I have been, and I hate to say it, man, but a lot of stuff, because the way Brandon was positioning himself and things he was saying, man, you remember me saying, I don't know if I can trust dude, man. And now it's coming out. Am I wrong for feeling that way?
You know what, Anthony? I can't tell you how to feel, but what I will tell you is,
I appreciate that.
Because
tell
people
me to get some counseling, some therapy.
Yeah, man, get you some treatment, not trauma, man. Get you some treatment.
I know. Hey, Maze, I keep telling you, I've always told you about I had a therapist.
You did. You said she told you to stop talking to me because I get your pressure up.
And you know what? That was something else I wanted to bring your attention.
Okay.
I like this new youth. You become more calm and collected.
Because I'm.
And I know you was taking. Well, you probably needed blood pressure medication, but you calmed down. And I know that grandbaby had a lot to do with that. Because see, now you see the third generation from it. You're like, damn, you know, it's not just about me no more. I got a grandbaby. I told you that's one of the best jobs I've ever had was being a grandpa.
Man, I love being bandaddy, as she calls
Man,
me. She say, bandaddy. Yesterday I was talking to her on the phone while I was cooking, and she was like, love you. And it's like, you know what, man, I'm through arguing with y'all. I'm about to go kick it with my grandbaby. I'm about to go make me some money and feed my family. So I do feel a lot better, Anthony. I can't even lie to you, brother. I could see the end. You know how when you know, like your senior year,
you don't get you're not as easily excitable no more like you used to be. You used to hoop and holler and whatnot, man. You come a long way, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Salim checked me yesterday.
I was really concerned about you having a stroke.
So
hope that brother.
You seen that? You seen that vein running through my? Yep. Hey, man.
I kept saying that's not. And see, I have some of the same problems, so I had to calm down myself. Okay. I done seen some stuff that make me go off too, but all right, man, I just thought I'd share that with you, man. The same people talking all this stuff, they don't even vote. I tell them all, I see you at the polls there. You know, because I'm voting for who I'm voting for. And take heat for it. But I don't care. I've been taking heat since I was a little boy.
You sound like Ron, man. You sound like Ron. All right, Anthony, I appreciate you, man. I'm sure I'm going to see you. You need to come on down the other day.
Thank you too, my brother.
All right, so I just got a text message. See, this is why I was talking about race, right? And I really don't have the time to put this up. But it's like we are used as tools. So you know what the NNPA is, Riis? The NNPA is the National Newspaper Publishers Association, and it is basically the black press, right? Riis, typically, you know, like the Chicago Defender, you know what a masthead is? A masthead is the top of the newspaper that, like, when they do a clip and it'd be like, Chicago Sun-Times says, right? So where I believe, and this is white people trying to tell black people racist stuff. So apparently the Johnson campaign has utilized a black newspaper, the Chicago Crusader. They took their masthead and then used it to say community leaders are outraged over anti-black remarks. Now, Riis, this was not an official headline, and essentially they basically took a black newspaper, ripped it, and then used it to say that Paul Vallis is a racist. At which point the newspaper publisher, who did not give permission for them to use their masthead to go out and say that the man is racist, is pissed off that they didn't approve it. But it's like our tools, we are used as tools. Like, so the only thing black people care about in this mayor's race is racism. We don't care about no economic development. It's just like those Paul Vallis MAGA signs on the south side of Chicago that don't say who they're paid for by, right? Which is a campaign violation. So if the Board of Elections ever investigated that, that would be a campaign finance violation. But it is to play on the stupidity or the naivete of black people. Let me ask a question, Riis. If you know that MAGA is the most unpopular thing in the black community, why would Paul Vallis create Paul Vallis MAGA signs and only distribute them in the black neighborhood? Why? Because this race has degraded into we looking at a black Bernard Epton. I know nobody wants to hear this, but the way this is playing out, it is being put to us as if this is your last chance. This is Black Chicago's last chance. Hurry up before it's too late. But if you tell me to hurry up before it's too late, my brother is standing in front of the migrant shelter saying we're going to make it the best one ever. Too late for who? Stop trying to play me. And what the challenge is that they play on your emotions, so they're going to be racist. Reese, the most racial stuff that's happening right now in this campaign is coming from the Johnson campaign. Everybody's a racist now. That'll get the black people fired up. You got your white people. Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show. That's an insult to my intelligence. Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mays Jackson.
Byron!
Yes, sir, man. Hey, you know what? It's a great thing that we have early voting for the Negroes, because after you get them to the poll early, vote early, then you can change your tune. Isn't that beautiful? It depends on us to be as dumb as a rat.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, black lollipops, lollipops.
That is right. You got a nice way of saying things. And tell that guy that just called before me that you are not stressed. You know what you're doing. You like me, just talk loud, talk often, talk fast, and get excited, but you know where your butter's bread is buttered at. Yeah, I mean, this is you. You have a natural tendency to love black folks. That's all your life, dude. I don't care what you do on your free time, stacking those stacks up like you're going to do in the future. You know, but you're still concerned about black people, and of course it bothers you. And of course you see stupidity, you have to call it out. And it frustrates you, but it don't mean it brings you down or anything. I don't think you take that stuff home with you, really. The only thing you take home with you is when they start attacking your people at home. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you get excited about. Now, I will get excited too if they start attacking your wife. But these people, they're players for fools, Maze. They're players for fools. And I cannot support anyone who does that. And that's why we should not have early voting. We should not have early voting. I told you this before, Brazil, 200 million people one day is done by 11 o'clock. France, 80 million is done by 11 o'clock that night. Everything is solved. Why we got to give people, well, it's racist not to be able to vote 3 or 4 weeks out. It's racist. Everything is racist. You said. For us, everything is racist. Right?
Except reparations.
Equity, inclusion. And reparation. But reparation, they're not getting no reparation.
Look, don't be over here crashing our dreams. You over here back to hanging out with Reese. I thought you was my man, Byron.
Did you hear what the statistics in San Francisco is, the percentage of black people in California is? I think it's like 5% or something. It's some low number. And Hispanics is way ahead. They're like 47%. You think Hispanics can give those Negroes their reparations out of their checks, out of their mortgages, out of their taxes? You think the Hispanics can do that for the 5% Negroes in California? They got things coming. They got to rely on the latte white liberal black white liberals, Democrat people that can feel sorry for them and give them their tax money. And I want to know, for all those people who want to give away money, what if they just volunteer their money and just give it to them? Volunteer it. Don't have me pay out of my taxes. My taxes are already high. And how is Brendan going to keep me in the city if he keep raising my damn taxes? And did you hear one last thing, Maze? Did you hear about the college graduation rates and how many people are dropping out of the colleges in the state of Illinois? It's like, for black folks, 60% of the black folks are dropping out of the colleges. Getting loans that they can't pay back and then dropping out. I mean, education outside of getting a job. That's the most important thing. Crime is the most important thing, but education is right next behind. We got to get somebody that gives us people the choices to go to schools that they want to go to. We cannot go to failing CPS schools controlled by the mob. The mob controls the schools.
The mob?
And they give them
what mob is this?
CTU is a mob. CTU is a mob.
Lord.
You know it. They control everything. They got the money. It's like Pritzker. Pritzker would not have got elected to his big fat self if he didn't have all that damn money to buy everybody off. He bought everybody off. $40 million against that brother from Aurora. He spent $40 million his own money to get rid of him.
That's Reese's boy.
Huh?
Reese was still mad. That's his boy.
Right, but I'm just saying, money talks. If you get all the power to the CTU, our kids are going to be doomed. 11% doing math at grade level, 20% and reading at grade level. That's a failure. All the teachers need to go. All the teachers. And this new contract that comes up, there's got to be something in there that's saying if you can't provide an increase in the level of math and reading of any students, you got to be disciplined somehow or another. You got to lose your job or take half your pay.
No, you crazy, man. No, that's you. No, that is you and your damn kids. You ain't teach them to read, so you go pay for some tuition somewhere else. Byron, you know I love when you call, brother. It is always good to talk to you, man. So, I guess my question is, right? Riis, if you voted for Brother Johnson early, would you guess that part of your belief was him redirecting police funds?
It could have been a small piece, but, for some people it could have been the majority piece. But, I believe that if you voted for Brandon, then you believe that in his whole plan. So if you believe, that maybe he saw like a better idea. So, if you believed in him before, then, keep believing in him. I think he has a good plan that he's going to do.
That's why I'm Riis. I'm going to get you a desk out there. So this is part of the reason that I don't vote early. And I got to say that. Like, I don't vote early because I feel like in the last week, everything gets changed up. People start cutting deals. They willing to do whatever. They'll make a deal with the devil. And I want to make sure that we ain't getting cut out as part of the deal with the devil. Right? So give us a call, 872-259-7474. I don't like our intelligence being insulted. Like, Riis, let me ask the question. If you walked outside of your house and you saw Paul Vallis MAGA sign, MAGA 2022, would you believe that he put that there in a black neighborhood?
Yes.
You really would?
If it's a sign of him there?
If they put Paul Vallis 2023 MAGA, Make America, and it's only in the black neighborhood.
No, I don't think he put it there.
Would you believe that that he was stupid enough to come into a black neighborhood and be like, I'm pro-Trump?
Nah, for sure he wouldn't.
That is an insult to black people's intelligence, and it strikes of desperation to me. And I feel like, Riis, don't play with my emotions. Let me play with your emotions, baby. So, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Why you mad? As your feelings hurt. You're a little sensitive today. I know. Now you're going to come jump on me. Now you're going to be the tough guy. Now you're going to come show me you from the low end. And you're going to tell me about how, yep, it's all good. Again, dear friend, that's why you lose people. I'm going to, one day in this process, I'm going to tell black folks, I'm going to go to my old friend. This game is about addition and inclusion. Voters are smarter than you think they are. They are. Now, I would tell you that I think Brandon Johnson is going to run away in the black community. I think he's going to do 60-40, if not 70-30 in the black community. Right? But as his smart campaigners are doing, they are turning off the other people. And so, whether it is they don't vote or whether it is they go vote, they're not now, the decisions aren't being made because of Brandon. They're being made because of you. Right? So if you call me a slave, if you call me, you talked about where I came from and I got to vote, when I go hit the button, guess who I'm hitting it for? It don't even got nothing to do with the candidate no more. I'm hitting it so I can wake up and talk to you. Right? See, I often tell people that you got to be careful who you got on your campaign, just like they had to stay away from me. But oftentimes your biggest surrogates are the people like, are the people that also do you the most harm because they don't understand conversion. I learned my lesson. Reese, that's why I told you, you can't say the. Now, they're going to use the Mays Jackson show because, remember, those were Brandon's friends who did. Oh, I'm petty. I told you Petty Mays is still here.
I don't think those his friends.
Oh, no, they his friends. They all be hugging up. I'm not a racist, see? Look at me. I'm in the picture with the black guy. It's the Mays Jackson show. Calling you on the Mays Jackson show. Have you helped your candidate's cause or are you hurting it? Because I'm here to tell you, your man is on here converting people away. Hello, what's up, caller? This sound like Ballhead.
Hey, I'm not going to say my name, but
I know what your name
I
is.
can give you a hint.
What up, Ballhead?
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
Okay. I take it back.
Okay, don't say it.
Okay.
Now, there's two things. One, from a law enforcement standpoint, many people are going with Vallis because a lot of us believe that he's going to really kind of like untie our hands. They won't be behind our back anymore. From a people standpoint, I'm with Brandon Johnson. In regard to him saying he's going to defund, I can understand that plight because a lot of the calls, we waste our time dealing with mental. So that's a good thing to send mental crisis workers there instead of us there unless the person has a weapon of any sort. And brother, for you to leave this show, man, that's hurtful. I ain't gonna even lie. You the one where I get all my knowledge from, I pay attention to. I might not listen to it every morning, but later on the day I do watch it and listen to it. I'm like, man, that was a good show. I should have called in. And that's unfortunately that's what it is. What you say.
Man, well, I think I guessed wrong on who this is, but I must tell you I'm grateful for your call. That's not Ballhead, but I got to tell you.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Go ahead.
Remember, you had that event, and I gave you a check, and you was about to mention I said, don't mention it. Yeah, the one also who sent you text message, but you won't respond to, so yeah.
Send me a text message now. I'm going to respond to it. Send it to me. I'm going to respond to it now. Thank you so. First of all, you make me feel good with the call. I ain't going to even lie. That feels good to know that people listen. I'm clear that I don't tell anybody what to do and everybody makes up their own mind. But it does mean something to me when I know that you all are listening and hearing. And I'm going to miss y'all too. But I'm not going to miss getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to miss all the arrows. I'm not going to miss all the people that say, you say it, and I'm going to go run. But I must tell you that I do believe that we have been impactful. I just really, like, as I look at this, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that this is over. What I am saying is that we can't let the white people split us up. Right? And it's funny because everybody will be like, oh, well, Mays, why aren't you getting on board? Well, I mean, I guess my question, well, first of all, I haven't said I'm undecided, so I'm still undecided. But I got to tell you, that the fervor in which we've learned politics wrong. And how many times have I said everybody is looking for a gotcha moment? Somebody is looking to be like, aha, I could call you a racist. I could call you a such and such. And now you gotta, right? But what it does is it takes you off your game and you start to do tricks. And you start to try and be outsmarting the stuff as compared to doing the work. You heard Colby say, I just be knocking. Now, we know that Paul can't knock on every door. We know that Brandon can't knock on every door. But you cannot give people a reason to vote against you. And quite frankly, I've learned this the hard way, but your surrogates, your campaign people, the people that you want, that are out representing you, you got to bring them in, and you got to arm them with the tools to tell people why they should vote against you. I don't know that I've heard one conversation in this election that, as it told me who to vote with, that did not include racism or he's a racist. Now, I'm going to say that the people that have been aligned with you that write them letters, they just a different kind of racist. Salim says that there's a difference between overt and covert. Not all the time. Not all the time. I think we see overt liberal racists in our face every day, and they do constant damage to hurt us. Do you think it's overt or covert when we get cut out of cannabis? Was there a conversation with our cousin with the cannabis lady? Or was it just, you all good? Let's talk about it. Was it racist that we got cut out of the cannabis game? And who led that charge? Who's standing up there saying, I told you I wasn't a racist? Carly on the Mays Jackson Show. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, caller.
This is Katie.
Katie, we missed you on Saturday. I'm going to tell you, I saw you got your membership, but Katie, you should have been there. Everybody was waiting on you. They was like, man, if Katie would have been here for this band, we probably wouldn't even been able to get her to sit down at no point. Katie, you got and then I expect to see you I saw you all dressed up at our other event, so I expect to see you on Saturday. So go and get your hair did. We're going to be there from 10 to...
Yeah, I got to get my hair
Get yourself, because I done...
Yep. But I can't make all of this stuff now because I'm older now. I got other responsibilities. I got my grandbaby going to college. My other grandbaby, he trying to walk.
Well, you're gonna have to bring them grandbabies to the meeting because we're gonna have to bless them in. We're gonna have a wiftable baptism at some point. So you are forever on a wiftable baby. What's up, Katie? How you feeling this morning?
Fine. I just want to say with Byron, that's why he is the vice president of the phone and not the president, because he's not ADOS. So he needs to forget all of that stuff about putting down our reparations. He needs to get up on out of here. I do like a lot of stuff he say though, but you know.
You gonna fire Reis too? Because he teamed up with Reis. They the Republicans. Oh, you can't say Republicans.
That's why he's the vice president. I'm the president.
Keep him in line. Keep him in line, Katie. Keep him in line. What's up, my darling?
I got to keep him in line. And also, with the election, I am with you. I think that you brought it to our attention a long time ago, that it's sometimes not best to rush out and vote because you don't know what these people going to do. And though I was never with one or the other because of a whole lot of things that I have come to learn, but I did believe in redirecting that money that the police department is gets, because they ain't doing nothing with that Constance or whatever his name is. He's got them to back down, and they don't want to do anything because they don't like the way things are going. So, and it's just so with Vallis, he has people. He's controlled by the one set of people, and then Brandon is controlled by another set of people, and I'm not fully with either one of them. So it is, I hate to say that I'm going to go fishing. I am going to close my eyes and vote for somebody just to say that because I don't believe in not voting most of the time. But it's very, very difficult.
Man, thank you, Katie. I know it is tough out here. It's tough out here. But just think if you would have voted to defund the police and then you found out that...
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. See, Katie,
stand on it.
And Katie, so this is my question. So what am I supposed to believe 2 days out, a week out? Do I believe what I'm being told, or do I believe what I've been hearing? Right? This is my challenge, right? When I say, man, family, you can't side chick us and then be like, nah, you know how the side chick thinks she gonna get married at someday? And then be like, every time she be like, oh, you gonna marry me now? And he'd be like, oh, well, I had something that went wrong. I'm telling you. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Katie.
Okay, bye-bye.
Anybody else on that line? Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Caller, you there?
Good morning, Mace. Good morning, Reese. It's Callan calling.
What up, Callan Bassett? How you feeling?
I'm doing great, Mace. How you doing?
Man, I'm ready to get up out of here.
All right, the time is coming, but let's cut back to 1989 mayoral race. Richard M. Daley and Tim Evans. Remember that race, Mace?
I kind of remember, but I was in college. Talk to me about it.
Okay, then. You got over a million people voted in that race, and Tim Evans lost that race to Mayor so the Daley back then. Then it did all the stuff, went back and forth with Daley and Evans. The same thing going back then is going to happen today with Vallis and Johnson. But the thing is, you got a lot of black people supporting Vallis. They coming out of the woodwork now. So what can you say? It's a history repeating itself, made from 1989, made. So you black people better get over it. If Vallis wins, get over it.
Okay. Thanks, Callan. I appreciate your call.
All right, take care, man.
So let me say this, right? I think that when you think back to, so might I offer a suggestion that maybe doesn't sound very good? So many of our black leaders, quote unquote, are disconnected from black people. Right? In that oftentimes, and this is the challenge for black people who are surrounded by white people who have put them in play. Sometimes it's the choir, and sometimes you got to loop back in with your people. Right? Now, I am not lost. The fact is not lost on me that if we as black folks collaborated on the black candidate, this goes for Willie Wilson, goes for Jamal Green, it goes for Cam, it goes for every black candidate in the race. Within the realm of your own fiefdom, people told you, yes, you should run. The echo chamber. They was like, yo, yeah, man, you could run, you could run, you could run, you could run. And then you jumped out and you ran, but you didn't build the coalition first. Or you built it with the special Negroes, the ones that you felt were worthy. Instead of building a coalition together. I think that if you think back to the Tim Evans race, the other thing that we learned in hindsight is that the black people recognized that Tim Evans wasn't the best option. And they recognized that their denigration and tearing of Eugene Sawyer down created a rift that lasted years and years and years and years. And guess what? Tim Evans, who purported to be our guy, wound up being the Daley's guy. And secured their future forever. So when you look at that analogy, think about it in context of the next black mayor. Or lack thereof. Look at that analogy and recognize that the divisiveness that came through the Tim Evans era is what people are now betting on. People are now looking around saying, hold up. And so I want you all to understand that you can't manufacture, well, let me not say you can't manufacture Jesus Christ, because you can. But I do think that there are strategic alliances and strategic relationships and strategic people that you have to build a rapport with in this city. And oftentimes, the plan for black people is to go around instead of through. So tomorrow, I want you to understand that you were gone around instead of through. And if you're listening to me, understand who I'm talking to. Tomorrow, you will understand the difference between going through and going around. And you have to be wise enough to know when you've been gone around, right? One of the things that I always tell people is try to run out the clock. Try to put as much distance and space. You got something you don't want to do, or it's going to hurt you. You think it's going to hurt you. Try and run out the clock. Try and make it where there's not enough time to do it. So you can't make any real commitments. You can't. And so I told you I was through being a side chick. I'm entertain. I'll entertain all your stuff, but I'm through with the side chick status. So this is the Mace Jackson Show. Reese, anybody else on that line? You got anything on your heart, brother? You got any spin you want to drop for us today? Give me some spin, man. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to find your salary. Because, look, man, listen, if y'all listen to me down in Springfield, I need a couple more clients so I could get Reese on board. Because he'll be writing all the press releases.
Nah, you know what? In election time, you know, and then once you get different people, I just think sometimes you revisit. I don't think that he's changing what he's going to do. You know, it's kind of like revamping, you know, and, you know, like rewording it and, you know, things like that. So I really do think that he still is on the same plan and going to do the same thing. I just think that
he just got to sneak it through. He got to say what he got to say.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. You know, sometimes you got to just look at things at a different angle. So, you know, and maybe he saw a promise that, you know, maybe that's what his campaign was about. But now as he getting, you know, deeper in his campaign, he see, hey, I can't really defund them, but maybe I can re-advocate some money here, there this time, and then come
I won't release Chicago's budget by 1 penny. Reese, he said not by 1 penny. He ain't say, I'm going to leave, I'm going to move $2 million out of the 150.
Just revisiting things, man, changing this around, but, you know, everything is going to still be the same. The same plan is still in effect. We just
did we miss the wink? Or did he have to go?
Nah, man. Honest guy, man. Honest guys don't wink, man. Honest guys don't wink.
Honest guys make MAGA Paul Valor sounds. That's what honest guys do. That smacks of desperation to me, though.
Are you sure is it his count? Are you sure that he made it? Are you sure that it's a fact that he
Don't make me put nobody on blast. Just like it's a fact that some checks got passed out and ain't nobody pure in heart. Y'all be cracking me up talking about some, I wholeheartedly spiritually believe. I'm going to tell you, the Holy Ghost work better when you got offerings.
Hey man, you get paid, man. Take your money, man.
That's my point. That's my point. If you got the bag, don't call me on the self-righteous tip. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. We must have tickled somebody's button. What's up, caller?
Shalom.
What up?
Don't forget about me, man. Get another client for me, man. I'm getting blocked out of both camps. I'm tying with you, man. They don't like True Squad.
Now we True Squad. Now look, dog, you got to
I've
pick
been True Squad. I've been True Squad, me and Mark Allen.
I don't know that I'm in the True Squad. And I don't know that I'm in the
Why
True
not?
Squad.
I ain't caught you lying yet.
I don't know that I'm in the True Squad. I just tell my truth. I don't know if I'm on the team or not. So what's up, cuz? What you got for me?
Man, I just heard you say you're getting another client. Reese, don't forget about me. I want to go down to Springfield, too.
Oh, nah, you don't want to go with me. You know, you don't want to go with me, man. I might tell you, I might be on the black and I don't know I'm gonna be on no black and brown team, so I might have to be on the black and green team. I don't know how that works at this point, but I tell you what I'm not gonna do. I won't be running up no more.
I ain't on no black and brown team either. Them colors, you know, I ain't on them damn colors.
I ain't running up no hills. I ain't running up no more black hills. Let me tell you what I'm running up. I'm running up gold hills. I am going for the gold and the green. So if it ain't no grassy knoll, if it ain't no gold, look, I did my duty, right? You told me you was on the field. You ain't retiring. We got to leave people on the field, man. Now I try and make sure we redirect some resources, but you know, we got to keep our freedom fighters there. I told you I was never an activist, and I'm back up out this mug. Thank you, brother. I appreciate your call. Anybody else on that line? Well, my brother, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, Reese. Not one red penny? Not one, Reese?
Oh, man, I told you we're going to win already, man.
Y'all, I can't even talk about Reese around here, boy. It be your own people. Reese be your own people. Oh, no, I'm going. Nah, check it out. I didn't get it. Like, here's the thing.
Like, I don't think, it's shockingly like how you think that he's really, like, I really do not think that he's going to blow away the black vote. I think the black vote is going to be, it's going to be like 50-something, 40-something. Like,
really?
Yeah, man. It's going to be like 50-something, 40-something.
Let me tell you what I see, Reese. I see a lot of quiet black people. Like, I see a lot of quiet black people. I have seen all of the advocates, right, tell us all of the things. And I'm not suggesting that this thing is over. I feel like there's still a race out there. But I do feel like the Brandon Johnson team outside of Brandon is like truly a likable person. Like, I'm not even lie to you. Like, I like Brandon. I mean that with the fullest of. That's why that Reese. That's how he became my cousin, right? Like, really, truly, and honestly. But I also know what happens when a black person who has been convinced that they have to convince white people. I know how that works, and I recognize, Reese, that sometimes in an election, you got to push people and you got to do certain things, et cetera, and I get it. But the game is addition and inclusion. And when white folks tell you to exclude your own people to their benefit, it becomes questionable. So, you know, it's tough for me. It's tough. But I want to encourage, and especially in the chat, right? Like, because, you know, one of the things that I try to do, and I don't do it very well all the time, is try to help you, or do you help or do you hurt your candidate? And sometimes people don't realize it, but I want to point out to somebody, some of the people that are on the chat, right? Like, you can disagree without being disagreeable, but some of y'all work very hard to run 400 votes away every day. It's a way to mix it up. It's a way to get involved. Shout out to my boy Shannon Washington. Because Shannon is fighting, and he is clawing, and he is disputing rumors. But can I tell you what? He don't never do it in a way that's disrespectful, except for when he said GTFOH just a few minutes ago. But that was to a caller. But do y'all understand that there's a way you deal with this? If it's a person that's not voting for your candidate that says no, then you leave them alone. You leave them alone. You don't egg them on to go out and find more people. Reese, what they say, you do something good, they'll tell one person. You do something bad, they'll tell 10. So every day you get on and you multiply 300 or 400 times 10, And you leave up out of this space with at least 300 people going and telling people, F dude, and because you effing them, they effing your candidate. You don't lose, you straight. It's funny to me all the time because people who be talking the most smack, they get to go back. It's the same thing, Reese. They get to go back to their job, make their money, whatever, not realizing that they left a trail of tears and destruction behind them. I've learned this lesson. Part of the reason I'm leaving the radio. But I do hope that as we get through this, and I really want to do this, I would like to have a breakfast with the political operatives post this. Breakfast or lunch. I already got a couple sponsors because, guys, we cannot spend another 30 years arguing over two candidates that are transactional. And I recognize that everybody believes and all that, but I guess my question is, when you go back to what do you say to the people who anyway, add, not subtract from your candidate. I will tell you that there are people right here on this broadcast that have helped me stay undecided. Real talk. You won. You winning for you. But you sure effing your candidate over. But again, that's typically how it works. It's typically people who could really care less. They take their position, they stand on it, and then they don't never bring nobody in. They just run people away. Because we've forgotten that politics is a game of addition and multiplication. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Can't wait to get up out of here. Literally, Reese, we 7 days away from the big election. You think, I wonder if we could get in a commitment from either candidate. If they win, would they come on the Maze Jackson Show the next day? I bet I know who would commit.
I know who would, too.
I bet I know who would commit. Right? Go where you're appreciated, not tolerated. Also, want to let you all know, Sister Zakiya, this one's for you, that your alderman, Sophia King, today at, I believe, let me see what time. Sophia King today at 9:30 a.m. will endorse Paul Vallis. Go ahead, curse out. Call her stupid, call her all types of dumb names, and then lose her people too. I just think we got to learn a better way of politicking. Because the reality is, politics for black people, they let y'all have nigga fights to the death for people who are on the ballot for some months. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, I think we should go to the Bernie Sanders rally, too. Let's go to the Bernie Sanders rally. I want to watch. I want to see. I want to see all of the people, and I want to see how welcoming it is for black people. Anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Don't want to let you forget. Don't forget Reese scheduled the 22nd of April. Don't forget this Saturday at the Emily Hotel, we have a Final Four party from 3 to 10, day party, y'all. Let's kick it. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. On every single day, we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the